Okay, we are live, or at least should be. I think we're live. Let me check. Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not. Okay, hang on, give it a second. Okay, and we are good. We are good. Oh my gosh, perfect. Let's go on over. No, volume off. Volume off. I don't want to hear myself. Ew, the worst fate anyone could ever imagine. Hearing me. I don't know why people choose to do it. I don't know why people choose to hear me. It's like that's that's gonna be some form of like self-hatred, subjecting yourself to me and my content. Just love yourself more. You know what I mean? Anyways, yes, hello. I am back from my little trip that I went on. It was only for a few days, so we are back. And I know I promised to stream last Wednesday, but me in all my infinite wisdom forgot about the part where I needed to pack. You know, I was doing laundry and stuff like all day Wednesday, getting stuff ready to not like, you know, while I was working, because I work at home, so I can just throw stuff in the wash and the dryer and stuff. And then while I was doing that, I kind of had the realization around like 7:30 p.m. while I was still working of being like, I kind of need a pack and get everything ready to go. And then the plan was also to like pack up the car tonight. And I was planning to like help do that like after the stream, but then I was like, I kind of have to pack and actually like have everything be ready to go by then. I don't think I'm going to be streaming tonight. So here we are. Here we are. Back at it. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. Whenever I say that we're going to go stream on a certain day, there's a solid, like, 30% chance it's just not going to happen, but that's just the way life be. That's just how it goes sometimes, you know? That's just how it is. But yeah, the trip went well. It was kind of like a very big, because it was, like, not like a straight vacation. I'm kind of going to be vague about it, but I have a family member who competes in competitions and stuff, and we went on the trip because the competition was being held a couple states away, so that's what the trip was for. So it's kind of like a lot of like running around all over the place, like my family going to like the pool for like 15 minutes at the hotel we were staying at, before quickly hurrying out and then going to get ready and then leaving and being gone for like hours at a time, and then coming back like after like the competitions and stuff, and then coming back and like then having like 15-20 more minutes in like the pool and hot tub before going to bed. That kind of thing. There was like one day where I had a little bit of time, and I did two things. I did a whole two things during that time. I finished reading a book, had about 100 pages left in it, so that was pretty freaking nice. And then I also was like, man, I haven't done competitive Pokemon in such a long time. I spent like days getting this team ready. Let me go ahead and do some of this. And I went on an undefeated like 10 long win streak, and then the season ended mid-battle essentially, so I couldn't keep it going. But you know, I climbed back up the ranks pretty hard. I'm almost back up to ultra rank, so that's, you know, that's fun. Oh, hello there, Flowey. How is it going? How are you today? How's it been in the long week since we've seen each other last? Hopefully everything's been well. Oh, how's your video going? How's your video been doing? Ever since like all the changes happened with your software, how's the video been going? In the 2 days I've been back from the trip, I've tried editing. I was completely swamped. Yeah, like yesterday was the first day I was like officially back from the trip, and I spent all day having to do other things, like taking my dog to the vets. People needed help doing stuff, so I didn't edit at all yesterday. And then today, I had a little bit of a downtime during work, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get so much editing done right now. I got like two to like 5 seconds, like something like that, of like editing done. I was like, oh, this is gonna take so long. So you know, it's fun. It's fun. Hopefully I'll be able to have some more time tomorrow before stream to do it, because I'm definitely not going to on Friday, because I'm going to be, I guess I have plans as soon as work is over Friday, that's essentially. So that's going to be fun, and I actually am getting off of work early to go do those plans. The Hunger Games are back in theaters, so we're going, so me and a friend are like going out to see that, like, which was like very convenient, because like we had watched, before we did our Stranger Things rewatch, we had been watching the Hunger Games films, and we had stopped at the last one, so we're like, oh yeah, since they're back in theaters, let's just go watch that. Good news. Remember how the editing software I used made a free feature, paid feature? Well, I kid you not, the day after they reverted it. That's amazing. That is some primo stuff right there. Listen, you know, sometimes companies aren't all evil. Sometimes they'll be like half evil. They'll do an evil thing, and then they'll realize that what they're doing is evil, and then they'll, you know, walk it back, and then they'll walk it back, you know? It's very nice. It's very nice. So that's actually awesome to hear. Oh, I need to edit so much faster. I need to edit so much more. It's getting to the point of, like, the longer this one thing takes, the less motivated I become to work on all the other things, because this one's taken so long. I'm pretty sure I put like 60 hours into this one thing, and it's like, okay. And I'm not even done yet. I'm not even done. I'm pretty sure I still have like a good like 5-6 more hours to do. Man, I wish my nearest theater wasn't an hour away. That is rough. I actually live in like the sweet spot between two theaters where like both of them are like 15-ish minutes away from me, depending on traffic, and so I can kind of just pick or choose which one I want to go to. Granted, I say that, but I actually am part of like one of the theaters near me has like a club membership thing, and I genuinely, if you watch movies at all, I don't know why you do not do this club thing. Basically, the way that this club membership works is for less money than a ticket is worth, at like all the theaters around me, less money than all tickets are like at all the theaters around me, including this theater specifically. You pay that fee, and you get to go see one free movie a month. You don't have any like online fees when like buying tickets and stuff. You get a 20% discount on anything you buy there. And if you don't go see a movie that month, that free ticket carries over until you so choose to use it. So I think right now I have like 3 free movie tickets to go see, just because there really hasn't been a whole lot of things that I want to go see. So at any point, if there's like, let's say there's like a month or two where like there's a bunch of movies out that I want to go see, I just get it for free for like way, way less than if I just bought each individual ticket. Again, it's like genuinely I'm sitting here like, what the freak? Is it really a free movie, or is it a discount with extra steps? No, it's just straight up a free movie, essentially. I mean, technically, it's because it's part of, like, the subscription. But at this theater and at the other theater chains around me, all of the movie tickets are $15 plus the online fees. Whereas this it's a $12 monthly subscription. So you get the free ticket with it, and then you get all the discounts on stuff, along with the no online fees and all that stuff. So I'm literally paying, like, so much less, like anywhere from, like, $4 to, like, $5 less per ticket, just by having this subscription going. And again, that's for all theaters around me, not just this one chain, you know? So it's like, I say free in quotations, but I'm still paying for it. It's just, like, you know, 2/3 the cost of everything else, you know? So it's genuinely, again, it's genuinely like such a good deal that it's like, well, if I'm going to go see a movie at any point in my life, why would I not just have this subscription? You know what I mean? It's like, genuinely, why would you not? So, especially because, like, if you actually get, like, drinks and popcorn, it's still, like, unreasonably priced with this discount, but at the same time, like, again, like, all the theaters near me are priced very similar and all this stuff, so I'm like, I just get 20% off along with cheaper tickets. You know what I mean? Why would you not just to do that? That's so real. I feel like it is. I feel like that's how it is with, like, a lot of freaking projects is not, you know, I want to go say that with a lot of projects. I feel like it's mostly like that with, like, video editing, especially because, like, if you're not doing it as, like, your job and you're just kind of, like, putting in, like, a couple hours here, a couple hours there, a couple hours, like, on this day, you know, and then you start hitting, like, I've been working on this one video for, like, a month and a half, and it's still not even close to being done. Granted, I think I've actually been working on this video for, like, close to, like, 2 months now. So, and the worst part about this is it's me remaking a video because, it's one that I originally made, one that I originally, like, recorded and put all together. But then the pacing was terrible. The actual audio balancing was awful. And, like, my reading, because it's the one that I scripted, and my reading of the script is so off and stilted and terrible. So I'm just remaking that video. And the biggest frustration of this whole thing is that my audio quality was so much better the first time I did it. I don't know what it is. Despite the fact that I've, like, taken so many steps to try and make my audio sound better, I just used to be a better audio editor is the thing. I used to be, like, so much better at editing audio that I could take worse audio and make it sound better than I currently can. Because I just, I don't know, because I only edited that one video. That's like where I was like really teaching myself like audio editing and all that kind of stuff. And then I took like months off from doing it, so I forgot about all of it, you know? So it's a fun time. It's a fun time. Yeah, for real, my movie theater has something like that too, but the subscription fee's like $80 monthly. No, see, that's not worth it at all. A movie costs $5. That's not worth it at all. That's where you're getting cheated out. But again, this is such a good deal. I genuinely don't, like, it is to the point that I don't think I understand why this subscription hasn't put the other theater chains around me out of business. It is to the point that I'm like, do people just not understand how, like, finances work? Like, again, I'm paying anywhere from $4 to $6 less per ticket, which when you're, like, buying a lot of tickets, like, that helps a lot, especially because, like, the way this subscription thing works is, like, I can use multiple of these free tickets at the same time. Like, so, like, let's say, like, I don't go to the theaters for, like, 2 months. I can then take a friend with me on month 3, and we both get to go into the movie for free. Yeah, I mean, well, free in quotations for the, like, the much cheaper tickets. So it's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. It's so weird to me. Because even if you go see more than one movie a month, like, and you're using more than, like, the cheaper ticket, essentially, you're still paying for cheaper tickets because you still lose all of the online fees, which decreases the price by so much. And so it's like, I don't get it. I don't get how, like, other theater chains are still going. I genuinely think it's just because, like, people have been like, oh, I don't want to do that, so we're not going to, despite the fact that it'd save people so much money. I hate remaking videos. I don't script my videos. I just wing it. For the most part, I just wing it, but, like, it's specifically, like, the Nuzlocke videos I've been working on. I'm like, I think because the way I'm doing it is, like, part of it is, like, me scripting it and, like, explaining all the things that's going on and breaking down the battles, like, turn by turn on all the things that I'm catching and all that kind of stuff. And then the other part is just, like, me in the moment while I was, like, playing the Nuzlocke. So it kind of, like, switches back and forth between, like, past and present tense, essentially, if that makes sense. So yeah, a lot of it needs to be scripted for it to, like, work as a video. Then again, you also get free snacks with it and a massage chair, unlimited free snacks. That's kind of crazy. The unlimited free snacks kind of goes a little hard, unironically. That's kind of crazy. But you bring up an amazing point with the massage chair. At this theater where the subscription is at, all of the chairs are really, really nice recliners. Incredibly nice recliners. Whereas all the other movie chains around me, if you want the nice recliners, you have to pay extra, and they are very limited. So it's like, if you want the recliners at, like, let's say, like, movie theater A is where I have the subscription at, and movie theater B is, for some reason, the more popular one around me. For some reason, I don't get it. All my friends and family always choose to go to theater B for some reason. For the same price tickets, let's just say, like, not even, like, counting, like, the subscription part. For the same price ticket, at Theater A, you get these nice, cushy recliner chairs with trays where you can put your drinks and foods and all your stuff. At Theater B, you get these really small, rinky-dink chairs that are slightly cushioned for the same price. But if you want to pay an extra, like, $4 or $5, I think it's $4 or $5 or something like that, then you get the recliners in limited supply at Theater B. So if you also have the subscription at Theater A, you're basically paying $8 less for a ticket for the same quality of chair, and you don't have the online fees. So I think if you end up buying, like, with the recliner chairs at Theater B, including the online fees, each ticket comes out to being like $23 or $24 or something like that, as opposed to $12. You are literally paying twice as much. Yet it's the one that everyone goes to, and I don't understand. And I've genuinely, like, talked to people, like, when we're planning to go see movies, it's like being like, why don't we just go to to Theater A? Like, why do we not just do that? You know what I mean? And all of them just go, oh, well, this is just where I always go. And it's like, well, change. Please change for me. Do that, please. Good times, good times. Hello there, Governor. Hey, Ball, am I having a stroke? Says the answer might not be not no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. No, Flowey, please don't have a stroke. That is not good. I hope I don't need to be the one to tell you that, but that is not a preferable thing to do, as opposed to just having not a stroke. But also, welcome in, Andrew. How is it going? How has it been? Also, hey, Andrew, can I call you out for a second? Can I call you out for just a moment? Can I do that? Is that okay? Just saying, if you don't want to be called, because I'm not going to give you any more context than me calling you out. I'm not going to give you any more context than me calling you out, but I'm going to give you the option on if you are okay being publicly called out. Because if you say no, I just won't bring it up. I'm cool with it, no problem. So the Wednesday when I was supposed to be leaving, I was like, well, I can't stream, but I'm going to pull up OBS because there's some things that I need to be like doing really quick to like get stuff ready for other future streams that are coming up. And despite the fact that I wasn't live, a message from you went off that was just a bunch of E's in the chat. Can I... Oh! I was, testing. What exactly are you testing? What exactly are you testing right now? If the online chat works, lol. Oh no. That is an answer to your question. Yeah, the offline chat does work. The offline, since Twitch was tweaking out, was Twitch tweaking out? Again, I wasn't on it that day, so I didn't know. I was just sitting there working on things, and then I just see a message from Andrew pop up. I'm like, what the? Wait, where did this come from? And so then I like check, like double check, like I'm not streaming, am I? No, I'm not live right now. What is going on? But that's actually like terrible information to put out there, because again, I also record a lot of videos, you know, off stream and stuff. So that just means that if at any point y'all could just decide to be like, hey, I'm just gonna hang out in Darkwinder's offline chat right now and just put messages in there, and then they'll just pop up. They'll just pop up for me. That's fun. That's fun. Granted, at the same time, the timing of that is crazy though. The timing of that's actually like kind of insane. That like it just so happened to be while I was spending like 30 minutes to do something is at the same time that you did this, you know? Like that is like some insane timing on that. That's crazy. But at the same time, like the timing for you guys to, like repeat that would also have to be pretty freaking crazy. Wait, hang on. Also, I have figured out how to stream since your last stream. Let's go. Let's go. How'd you figure that out? What'd you do? Speaking of movies, I actually got a minor role in one. I can't say legally, and it's literally one sentence. Ayo, drop it. What is it? Drop that at right now. Out them. Break that contract. But no, that's actually freaking awesome. There's been a small part of me that's been like, being in a movie would be really cool. It's to the point that me and a friend were like, should we try and get into the new Hunger Games movie? Because they put out like that thing of being like, we're doing like a kind of contest for like people who want to like try and get into this. And so it's like, we could try that. It could be kind of cool. We could do that. We ended up never doing it. Like, listen, there's a reason I'm a VTuber and I don't just have like face cam, all right? There's a reason for it. But I do, and it's because I'm horrifically ugly. That's the main reason. It has nothing to do with like stage fright or anything like that. You do realize you just told your biggest troll this information, right? Yeah. But I'm also honest, you know? Again, I had the thought, and unless it's like there's a good reason for me to hide the information, like, again, the reason I was being vague about the movie theaters is because I'm like, I don't want to dox myself. You know what I mean? I don't want to dox myself. But like, you know, it's fine. You know, I feel like one of the things about me that makes me me is how honest I am with you. You know what I mean? I feel like that my honesty helps a lot. Bo, I predicted it. Yo, I could read the future. I had to yeah, you did. Oh, you predicted me so hard. I've never been read in my so well in my entire life. Freaking, you read me better than most people did at that Smash tournament I attended. I had to figure out how OBS worked. Suffered hearing. What do you mean you suffered hearing loss? What do you mean? Were you sitting there with like recording your OBS, be like screaming into your mic and being like, I wonder what these red bars filling up means. I wonder what that means. Oh no. Like, and then you listen back to the audio you're just recording like, I just deafened myself. You know, is that what happened? Is that what happened? No thanks, I don't want to get sued by DC. Well, so DC? Are you gonna be getting tossed around by a Supergirl of sorts? Oh, message smited down from God. Caption not working. I have no idea what you're talking about. Nah, like, you know the bug where if you have your own stream, it gets louder and louder? Oh, I mean, that's not really a bug. That's more of just like a feedback loop. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? That's more of just like a feedback loop of sorts. Because again, your audio from like that's getting picked up is just going to keep like recompiling on itself further and further and further and further until, you know, it's just deafening. Which, you know, that's fun. That's fun. Oh, but speaking of me being ugly, I kind of have a story to tell. Actually, do I want to tell the story? I did just glaze myself on how honesty is one of my best traits. But do I want to start a story and then, I don't know, I'll think about it. No comment? Listen, I'm not going to press you any further. I don't actually want you going against any kind of contracts and getting in any kind of legal trouble. You know what I mean? So, like, whoop, you know what? We're good. I won't say anything further. But at the same time, like, if you are going to get thrown out by Supergirl, can you get me in that? No, I'm kidding. It was my first interaction with OBS. To be fair, I feel like OBS, like, just because of how long I've been using it, like, it feels so simple and structured to me. Like, even, like, because it's a lot... It becomes more overwhelming once you actually have, like, all the stream stuff up, because then you have, like, the chats, and you have, like, the overlays and all that kind of junk going on, and they have to, like, figure out how all that stuff works. But, like, once you actually, like, get used to OBS, it's actually, like, pretty easy to figure out. I say as if... But there's also audio things that I need to get figured out. I mean, to be fair, I have them figured out. I just need to actually apply them and do the things to do the do's, you know? I actually need to actually do my job as a streamer and try to provide quality content instead of just kind of skirting by. But, you know, that's never going to happen. But anyways, it's definitely something that you just kind of have to get used to, you know, for sure. 8Ball says, am I smart? Says, don't count on it. That's insane. Oh, that's what you said too. Oh, that's amazing. 8Ball is so savage today. 8Ball is ruthless. 8Ball is just like ripping into y'all right now. Well, the thing I said to you, Fly, was like you having a stroke and stuff, and it's like, nice, good job, 8Ball. But you know, I guess the story that I was gonna tell was, so I started so I've had a dating profile on one dating app for a little while now, and it's just been like, man, not getting any matches. But the way that this dating website works, the first one, is that it's so just how you look. You know what I mean? It's just so all about how you look. Because you're not allowed to talk with anyone unless you've matched with them, but no one wants to match with you unless they know you, kind of deal. So I was like, this isn't working. What if I tried a second one? So I tried a second one, and on this one, you can actually, the way you send likes is by sending comments to each other. And so it's like, and ever since being on there, I've gotten more matches based on my personality in like a week than a full year based on my looks. And I'm like, that's simultaneously like really like, oh fuck, am I that bad to look at? But the other half is like, I mean, that means I have a winning personality, right? So that's kind of how I took that story. I think 8Ball is just on a vengeful day today. Is that a flower? Is that a flower for flower? I don't know what that emoji is. 8Ball, Gov must. Did you actually have a stroke? Did you actually have a stroke there? I can't tell. Damn, they didn't. No, hang on. Wait, what is that to? What part is like the dams they did not to? Oh, hang on. Oh, also, yeah, Flower, are you okay? That actually, it seems like you had a stroke. Yes. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you both mean? Oh, to the story. Okay, I asked you guys a question, and you both responded. That's what the yeses mean. Yeah, again, it was... Which is kind of weird. Because I was recently informed by a friend that I'm apparently the most attractive guy in my friend group, which kind of gave me like a little bit of like a... Oh... Like in terms of like physicalities, that's what they said. Thank you for applauding me. Thank you. I can catch up to myself very quickly. It was kind of like a, oh my gosh, that was kind of like a little ego boost. I've never felt that before. I see why people can get addicted on this feeling. But then again, at the same time, it's like, what would you rather have? Now perish? Okay. Drink. But it's like at the same time, I'm like, what would you rather have? A winning face or a winning personality? You know what I mean? So that's kind of how, again, I've gotten so many more matches so quickly that all my time was just based off of how you looked. And I'm like, I think that this is a good thing. So I think that we take this as a win. Show us your face for a single second. Oh my gosh. The amount of times I've been so terrified of that happening. Because here's the thing. There is a small way that VTube Studio can interact with OBS that can cause my face to appear. And I kind of worked out the kinks for that and how to completely and totally avoid it, but there's always been a small like worry in the back of my mind of like, if I just misclick one time, misclick one time, my face is there. It is just out there. And I'm like, nope, not doing that. Not ever going to go around that while I'm live streaming essentially. So so it could happen, but no. Listen. Maybe for $7 more billion, then perhaps. But until then, I won't even consider it. Oh, Glove, I'd always have a personality, to be fair. Exactly. Listen, eventually your looks are gonna fade, but your personality will always be there. Until the brain damage sets in from age, but you have that for a lot longer. You have your personality for a lot longer than you have your looks, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah. Again, that's why I'm like, I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with, like, never getting any love based on how I look instead of getting based entirely on how I am. So, you know. Personality is great. Also, what are these emojis? Hang on. Normally it tells me when I hover. Is that just a rock? God, my eyes are bad. Hang on, let me lean in, I think. Is that just a rock? I can't tell. Fuck, hang on. Hey, Rally, how's it hanging? Hang on. God, what symbol even is that? Hang on, I'm looking at my keyboard. Hang on, okay, hang on, I'm opening up the Twitch chat on Twitch. Hang on, I'm copying. I'm coping. Hang on, let me get, no! Chat, stop moving. Stop. Okay, you guys can type again. Y'all can type again. Hang on. What the freak is this meaning? What is this? What the frick? AI overview is truly something else. I put in that symbol, and then what does it mean? And then it brought up the meaning of meaning. Oh wait, that's not even just the AI overview. What the freak? Hang on. What is this symbol? / solid? I don't know. How do you articulate that? Solido, hello. That was my best attempt. How's it hanging, Rally? How is your week? Don't put that face in the chat. I could feel the disappointment from that. I can feel it. I can feel it oozing off of that symbol that I still don't understand the purpose of. Because it tried telling me that it stands for the greater than or less than. I'm like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works at all, actually. But yeah, how's it hanging? It's been a little while because of the week off I had to take, essentially. So how's it been? Also, I'm gonna guess, but that guy back there is a vampire. This is a magical girl, but pretty close. And yes, rock, volcano. Okay, thank you. People never say judge a book by its cover, but school teaches us that we can judge someone's character by their appearance. Well, which one is it? I mean, to be fair, I was gonna say, does school teach you to judge people based on your appearance? But they do often like to put like in the like those drug PSAs that are like, hey, look at this guy. This is an obvious drug dealer. Avoid this dude. So I guess it, you know, kind of does, like low key. I'm gonna find a hill, mountain. I'm gonna find a hill. Hill emojis didn't exist. It's a sideways L. Oh, you're so right. It's a backwards sideways L. Good, good. If you have a numpad, pad, alt, and press on 9, 8. Wait, hang on. I have my number pad right here. Hang on. Hold alt. Okay, this is a little hard for me because my number pad is a separate keyboard than the rest of my stuff. Hang on, so alt, hold alt, and press 9. Nothing's happening. 9. Nothing's happening. How did it? Whoa. Hey, oh, hang on, I understand. Never mind, I don't understand. Nothing. Oh, wait, there we go. You have to do all that work just for that? Just for that? Wait, how do you... Okay, so hang on. 9898. Shift underscore 9898. Oh, I've evolved as a person now. I've evolved as a... You've taught me so much. I feel so much wiser now. Thank you. Now, you know, because you've done that face before, now I respect the amount of effort that you have to put into it. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Hang on. What is this that you want me to do? Hang on. Okay, hang on. This feels like homework right now, but I'm doing it. Oh, you're saying that that's equals that. Oh, I thought those were like all these, like you were like, here, type all this in. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that's fun. I didn't know that was a thing. How do you keep track of all that? No. I meant the guy holding her hand. Oh, these are both women. They're both magical girls. they're both magical girls. I meant Ella saying identification of characterization by appearance, but yeah, that works too. I think I'm getting lost in the sauce. Mario teaches typing out moment. Hey, Rally is a much better teacher than Mario. How dare you? They are alt codes. You can look them up online. Again, I didn't even know that those were things, so that's kind of crazy. The more you know. This takes me back. There was a time where me and Tracy were just hanging out, and she had to teach me about how to make your font bigger and smaller on Discord, and I thought it was the most magical thing ever. And then I never did it again, so I don't remember how to do it, actually, so, you know, that's fine. What? I'm crazy. No, you're fine. As long as you know now, that's okay. But speaking of these magical girls, we're only like a solid, like, half hour, you can do that. Yeah, on Discord there's ways. I don't remember how. I wish I could remember so I could teach you, so I could educate you a little bit. I say as if Google isn't right there, literally at my fingertips right now, and I could just look it up, but that's too much work. But there is a way that you can make it bigger, smaller, kind of whispered. She taught me how to like cross out like the stuff, you know, like when you're like on like a Reddit post or something and you see like people like crossing out their own like text and stuff. Like that's definitely something that you can do. I don't know if you can do that here, but it's stuff that you can do on Discord for sure. I thought it was asterisk word here, asterisk, maybe. Here, I'm gonna send Tracy a message and see if it works. Hang on, let's try this together. No, don't switch. This didn't pull up. No, okay, it didn't pull up. Here. I love this. The last thing I sent to Tracy was the Naoya meme from JJK of him just punching Chozo's face in. It's so good. This is a test. No, that italicized it. Hang on, anyone give me another suggestion. Why does your avatar look concerned? Oh, shoot. Because my expressions are tied to my number pad. Oh. There's specifically 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Okay, okay, hang on, hang on, hang on. F question mark? F question mark? Okay, wait, hang on, 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 hang on. Number sign minus. Test. Tracy's response. So I typed in, this is a test. Tracy's response, test me, white boy. Wait, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. We're trying the the pound sign. That this is a second test. Hang on, and then we would have to do the pound sign and dash again. Oops, that didn't work. Hang on, there we go. Also, I haven't laughed that hard in so long. Oh, drop frames or you are good now. Might be on my end. Oh, yeah. It looks like we're all being good, so it also could have been like a little bit of stuff. Amelia, your reaction, Lamau. that was the funniest thing ever. Especially just like the way it was typed out, everything. Hello Tracy. Hello. How's it going? That was perfect. Tracy, we're having a discussion. I forgot how to make text big and small in Discord. That's what we're testing. We're having a conversation about it. Oh, you want me to try? Hang on. Test. Boop, boop. There we go. Like Flowey said? Hang on, but it's not doing it for me. Maybe I just typed it in wrong. Maybe I just, hang on. Yeah, you hamburger. Stop. Hang on. Actually, I need to see how to format it. Hang on. Yeah, this. And then that. It worked. Oh, it worked. Flower. I just typed it in wrong because I'm stupid. That's all. Thank you, Flowey. Thank you, Tracy, for educating me. Tiny, minuscule. Hang on. Wait, I need to do a space. Like me. Wait, so how do you make it big? Is it the other way? Is it just this? Big. No, that's normal. That's normal text. Isn't there a way to make it big? Big if true. You're just doing this to flex on me. Right now. How dare? How do you make it big? Anything for my... Hey, why is genius in quotations right there? Is that... Why are you like that? Why is it... Oh. Ow. Big. Oh. Let's go. Hang on. Guys, I'm sorry. We're not playing the game tonight. I'm just enjoying this right now. Big. This is amazing. I wonder who's the artist who made this game. Oh, I can actually just like link them really quick. Oh. I didn't tweet out that we're going live. Oh, I feel a sense of familiarity. Here. Let me get their stuff for you. Over on the good Twitters. Wait. Large, little smaller, tad smaller. That's so nice. I know that you sent this all to me before, but I haven't used it since you edumacated me. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Hang on. L. Hang on. God, I'm so slow at all this. Why didn't that work? Okay, there we go. It wasn't working there for a second. Sorry. Hey, y'all, if you came for the visual novel, we'll get there. Eventually. Don't count on it though. Oh, I typed in the wrong letter. This is so not funny too. This is so not worth the effort. But that's fine. That's fine. Lol. Hang on, let me go ahead and get that for you really quick so you can check them out on the good ol' Twitter. And by good ol' Twitter, I mean the bane of everyone's existence, except that's where everyone's at, so we kind of just have to accept it. Also, I love this new, like, vertical, like, all the art's being cut up and, like, all the pictures and posts people are doing being cut up into the 4 things. The only issue is that mobile really hates it. Mobile really hates, like, these vertical images that people are putting in. God, my brain just completely, like, turned off right there. That's crazy. Many such cases. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Hang on. Oh, there's the search. Dude, I used this so... Wait, what? Fans debate Sonic's origins after artist groups him with the aliens? Oh, I get it. Okay, I understand. That was so weird. That was so weird. Anyways. Hang on, I got it. I was doing some audio engineering before your stream. Got almost all the voice lines for the first 4 scenes in Act 1 done. Oh, how you feeling with that? How you feeling with that? Because that's crazy. Like, I don't know. I've honestly never thought about, like, going back and, like, having to, like, do, like, all the audio engineering for that kind of stuff. But it makes sense that you would need to. That's cool. I'm so excited to see when it's done. But yeah, how is that all... But how's that all going? How's that all going with, like... How's that been with, like, just, like, working with, like, the VAs and everything and, like, getting that all compiled and, like, going? How's that going? Also, I'm so sorry for your loss, dog. Most AIs are, like, programmed to kind of like you a little bit. That's crazy. Also, I simply follow too many people on here, on this gosh darn finagled website, but that's why I can't leave. That's why I can't leave, because there's just too many people on here that I like. Where are they? Hang on, we're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, found it. Found it. Hang on, I believe. Hang on. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. Everyone shut up. Everyone give me just a moment. Dang, bro, I'm just dumb. Hang on, I'm just wrong. Hang on, give me a sec. It's going well. If you take retakes here and there, it is a lot of work, but I enjoy doing it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, from what we've heard so far, it sounds really good so far. Not gonna lie, I'm curious how Dark would fare in a word typing race. Well, okay, hang on. That's not the thing causing me a lot of trouble right now. That's not the thing causing me a lot of trouble right now. I want to specify. It's my brain and, like, trying to look stuff up and trying to, like, figure out the best. Hang on. Because I'm... On the phone, I'm pretty decent. On the computer, I'm a bit slower, but that's mostly because, like, I have, like, a bad case of, like, I'll spell... This is just how so stupid. I spell the word right just in the wrong order. Like, if I'm spelling dark, sometimes I'll spell it D-R-A-K, but that's just because I'm trying to type it so fast that it just, like, kind of comes out fumbled. Whereas I don't really do that all too much. Hang on. While I'm typing on the phone is the issue. Hang on. This is... Hang on. Hang on. I swear I can get this information. You know what, I think we'll just leave that for the next one. I'll get that information and I'll get back to you, and Andrew. I swear, I promise. I swear. My brain is just not braining right now. I'm not Batman. Or am I? Beautiful, beautiful use of those right now. Oh, Ohio. Oh my gosh, Ohio was relevant for some reason over the past week, and I don't remember why. Why did it come up? Is there a song called Ohio? Is that why it came up? Ohio song. Oh, I remember. It's because on the way back, a song from Hawthorne, hang on. Hawthorne Heights, Ohio's is for lovers. This song came up, and a story that I love telling people is whenever the song comes up, whenever, for some reason, this song is so relevant in my life, whenever it comes up, I love telling people that I made a Sword Art Online AMV to this song, and it matches up very, very well. Except for the ending. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little lazy with the ending. I had to do a few adjustments during, like, the actual, like, video and putting things together, and then at the ending, I was like, and then it kind of just trails off. That's fine. But, like, up until, like, the last, like, 5 seconds, it syncs up with the first opening of Sword Art Online so incredibly well. I think it's because there was a YouTuber, their name was Digi, and they did a big old review of Sword Art Online's second, well, it's part of the second season, the GGO arc, and in part of that, they're like, listen, this song just syncs up with all the openings so well, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna put that to the test, so I did it with the first one. I'm like, oh my gosh, this actually syncs up incredibly well. So, yeah. Anyways, who wants to play the game? Is that something people are interested in doing tonight? I don't know. I don't know. Love between Andrew Gusta and Darkbender Zero and visual novels. Hey, Andrew, like, why are you bringing down the average of that? How dare you? How dare you be bringing that? You could not blame me for that percentage being too low. It's simply not true. Also, nice tentacles. Anyways, let's get into it. Load. Let's play. Yes, let's do it. There we go. Hang on, I need some water. In the last one, it was very much so just like the introductory bits. We got introduced to the world, kind of like how like all the systems of being like magical girls works, everything like that. We got introduced to like the two main characters, their friend Nina, I want to say her name is, and then they got introduced to one of the next generation magical girls, Ruby, right there. And then our two main characters have essentially become like her teachers in a way, while also trying to solve their own murder mystery case, essentially. That's what happened. Good time. Let's play. An annoying child. What does that mean? I think my emoji broke the chat. On my screen, it looks fine. From Baldi, I'm not gonna lie. I know nothing about Baldi. I don't know a single gosh darn thing about Baldi outside of the fact that he's basic, I think. But I never really got into it too much. I was too busy being in my FNAF era to look at any of the other games like that, you know? But yeah, anyways, let's get on into it. Uncultured, I'm aware. I know what I am. I'm bad. Setting ourselves up as Ruby's after-school tutors was a lot easier than I expected it to be. All I'd had to do was lift a couple official documents from her school to mail to her parents, and after a brief meeting with them, they went away believing we were just a couple of math experts. I kind of wish we'd picked a different lie, though. I'm awful at math. But at least it's a lot more believable than telling them that we're going to be teaching their daughter how to fight monsters. Things should have gone off without a hitch, but as soon as Sherry finished moving the couches and setting aside the coffee table, after promising she'd put them back exactly the way they were, to create a sparring space, we realized one major problem we had on our hands. It's already 5:45, and Ruby isn't here. We agreed on 4:30. Right? Oh, hang on. We agreed on 4:30, right? She's probably just running late. You know how the trains are in the afternoon. Hour and 15 minutes late? That's not normal for a trade. I hope you're right. I just can't help wondering if she may have gotten cold feet. Honestly, I'd be a little nervous if I was her too. Working with other magical girls always makes it feel a bit more real. I look over at the apple slices and juice. I look over at the apple slices and juice I prepared for us. It's a classic set of refreshments, the same kind I used to bring Sherry after her games. Healthy, refreshing, and with an acceptable level of sugar as a fun little boost. It doesn't involve much cooking, but there's still a bit of artistry to the presentation. That is so incredibly sweet of you. The slices taste perfectly fine, even after they've browned a bit, but the vibrant appearance of freshness can have a mental impact on whoever eats it. When it looks fresh, it feels fresh. The death count still isn't here. Wait. Oh, you're just pulling up the fans? Okay. At least Sherry will appreciate them. Finally, after another 15 minutes, the doorbell rings. As soon as it does, I can feel my confidence start to waver. I was so excited to try my hand at being a teacher, but what if I'm no good? What if I'm too rusty or too old or... Hey, babe? She puts a hand on my shoulder and gives me a reassuring smile. And just like that, I'm grounded again. You gonna be okay? Yeah, I think so at least. I believe in you. She lets go of my shoulder and heads to the door, opening it to be greeted by a sullen-looking Ruby. Or maybe a trying-to-be-cool Ruby? I can't really tell, but I feel like it's the latter. Ruby, hey, come on in. Hello, my mentors. Forgive my lateness, but I wanted to wait until the sun dipped lower in the sky. Ooh, the amount that would drive me up a wall. She's a kid. It's fine. She's a kid. It's fine. Hey, Rally, have you ever had one of your students wait to make a dramatic entrance like that? I fight better in darkness, you see. Is that right? We magical girls are creatures of the night, are we not? To train, I must be able to draw strength from that very night. Of course we are. Isn't that right, dear? I look over to Sherry, raising my eyebrows, in a gesture that I hope communicates please play along. Oh yeah, for sure, Ruby. Creature of the night, gotcha. Ruby steps inside, flourishing dramatically. After tonight, I know I'll be able to defeat the forces of darkness that threaten our city like a true hero of the night. I won't fail again. That's wonderful, honey. I'm sure you'll be great. Now, would you like some apple slices before we get started? Yes, please. I hold out the plate for her, Sherry swooping over as soon as she has a chance to grab some as well. It isn't long until I devour the whole tray. Ruby takes a drink of her juice before looking up at me, still avoiding eye contact. Thank you, Miss Cohen. Just Kilia's fine. Miss Cohen makes me feel like an old lady. Oh, right, sorry. Her voice lacks that usual edge or confidence when she gets like this. Hopefully Sherry and I can help her strike a balance between her insecurity and her nightshade. So, ready to get started? Of course, I've spent the time since our last meeting honing my killer instinct for this training session. I don't think we're going to be doing any killing today, honey. No, I'm sorry, you two are my next targets. Ah, yes, of course. Clearly, but one must always be prepared to unleash that instinct in the moment. In the moment, yes? Sure. I love my chat. Sherry coughs awkwardly before gesturing to the sparring space. Why don't you go ahead and join me over here? We can start with some basic combat training. Sometimes I regret my life choices. Excellent. I look forward to your instruction. Ruby enters the sparring. Hang on. Let me look back over the chat for a second. Hang on. Commands. I remember you, Green. Are you saying that to Sherry? Or is that what you're saying that to? Has watched for roughly 2 days and 15 hours. Oh my gosh, it's almost like you like me or something. Stop. Remember, they're minors. Well, specifically Ruby, she is a minor. The other ones are all very much so adults. They are all middle-aged. Like, I think they're all like getting to being 30 specifically. Are they actually like magic? Yes, they're all specifically magical girls. Like again, like think like Sailor Moon or Madoka Magica. You know, those kinds of magical girls. Or like Puri Puri Prisoner from One Punch Man. I think they're witches. Yet again, well, currently streaming Lock and Key, a magical girl mystery. Exactly that. Exactly. I'm a test to see if this jump scares him too. Ooga booga. Ah! There, hang on. I can make it more believable. Wait, hang on. That didn't. Hang on. I'm clicking the wrong button. Ah! I'm so scared. Wow, how helpful. But yeah, that's the kind of magic it is. It's more along those lines than like witches or like that kind of stuff. So like anime, exactly like anime, like anime girls. Ruby enters the sparring ring with Sherry, who starts to teach her the basics of hand-to-hand combat and defensive maneuvers. I watch them practice core moves, occasionally offering some advice from the sidelines. I think I got it. I hope. Hang on. Is stream still? What? No! Why did it happen again? Did I crash? Oh no, we're back. Oh god. Okay, we're back. Wait, are we? Okay, we're back. Holy crap. Okay. I want to see if I can get this pulled up. And after this, we are never clicking off another visual novel again. Did that happen for y'all? Did that long freeze happen for everyone? Or is that just on my end? Hopefully that was just on my end. You did not? Okay. Because as soon as I clicked off of the game to pull up Google, everything on my end completely froze. I crashed. I can't believe you crashed me like that. I can't believe you crashed me like that. That's so cruel. Hang on. It happened for me? Okay, I think that just needs to be a rule. Whenever I go, hey, I'm gonna click off of this, give me a second. Tell me not to, because first it's just the visual novels. This doesn't happen with any of the other games that we play or anything like that. It's just the visual novels for some reason. I don't know why. I'm a Barbie girl. I'd sing the song, but I'm not in the mood. Maybe another day I'll sing along with you. Okay, oh, here we go. This is gonna give me copyright stricken immediately. Hang on. Let's pull this over here. I'm elucidating my point. I'm giving examples. I'm quoting. Yeah, YouTube is not receiving stuff properly. That's fine. I don't care about YouTube. What's YouTube ever done for me recently? You know what I mean? Okay, let's go like this. And then... There we go. Why is a toy encouraging children? Okay, well, you're making it weird. You don't have to... You're the one making it weird. You're the one dressing them up, you know? You are the problem here. Normally I won't tell you you're the problem. You're the problem with that, okay? Anyways, yeah, we're gonna watch some anime really quick. This is Magical Girls. I think this is Precure right now. I think? Is this helping? Is everyone following? Are y'all taking notes? Do we understand better now? I also got the clip of him screaming. It was peak blue. Wait, of me screaming? When did I do that? I'm always so quiet and mellow. I've never once raised my voice ever. Oh, is this just another one? Hang on. Let's go for it. I want to find a diff. Hang on. Nope, not that one. I don't want to get a copyright stricken. Hang on. This is such a mistake. I'm gonna like, oh, hang on. Let's watch these ones. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. Here's another example. No, I don't. How do you not understand? This is magical. Listen, you were calling me uncultured, and you don't understand Magical Girls? That's insane. That's insane work. How is this not, like, making sense in your brain? Blue and green, very, very meaningful contribution, Andrew. Like, come on. This is what it's all about. We even got one of the transformation scenes in this visual novel. Come on. Come on. Also, this is so rad. I don't recognize red. Listen, that's fine. It's not about recognizing the show. It's about Mr. Dark Matter will this be on the test? Yes. Yes, it will be. Y'all should be taking notes right now. These are like some sick freaking transformations right now. Is this first part of the series? Which one is this from? I almost said it's Precure again, but I know that this one isn't. I'm pretty sure the first one was. I'm not too knowledgeable about magical girls myself, okay? I know some things, though. Well, okay, so, like, now that we've just played, like, several minutes of uninterrupted anime, who's ready to keep going? Hang on. Did it sink in? Do we understand? Do we need more examples? There's only so much more I can play before I get the stream taken down. Outlook not good. What? 8Ball is in a mood today. 8Ball is so in a mood. What am I hearing me out is the color blue. So then what do you think of my eyes then? Hang on. I can make this better. What? Why are you all the way over there? Hang on. Womp. This was supposed to be over here. So then when I click on it, I just suddenly get big. I never use this. And that completely ruined the bit. But yeah. What do you think of my eyes, then? Aren't they just the prettiest? No, there aren't two darks. I just got big all of a sudden. And so did Mimo. You can see her head right here. Gosh darn it. I don't even know how I got over there. The bit's ruined. The bit's so ruined. We're just gonna... But this is good the rest of the stream now. I'm not shrinking again. I grew up watching Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura. So yes, I totally... Thank you! Oh my god, one person in the chat gets it. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh no, he's gone full magician. Oh my gosh. Should I try and get a dark magician girl outfit? Is that what I should do? Well, no, now I need to get a magical girl outfit to help people understand better. Amazing bit, Tenet, thank you. I appreciate you so much, Andrew. You don't have to lie to me. The big me being significantly further over here, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. No, just the concept of the color blue, not blue things. Well, okay. That's fine. Listen, it was my fault for trying to fish for compliments. It's never a good look. I think I saw some of the Sailor Moons, but not much of the early shows. That's fine. Listen, you don't have to have experienced it to understand the concept, essentially, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, I've also really not watched much many magical girl things either. I do have the first like omnibus of Sailor Moon though that I've been meaning to read for a long time, and it's just one of the thousands of things that kind of got put on the back burner that I just need to get back to. So yeah. Anyways, just get your model in a Skullgirl outfit. Okay, well, listen. I think I'd pull it off. Like, can we all agree to that? I'd pull it off pretty well. Also, ads doth injured my knee. That's so tragic. I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. But like, let's be so for real right now. I think I could rock that really hard, and I could easily like. And that's the thing about my color scheme. You just put my colors onto like anything, and it just works out so well. Like I could pull off any of this stuff. Like just have like a black like tie or something, or like not like black in quotations, my fake version of black where it's more of like a purplish color, my fake black color for the tie and skirt, and then I just have like the nice like dress shirt be white. Like again, it looked very nice. Anyways, enough about that. Back to like the real reason we're here. Technically I live yet again. Welcome back. Welcome back. Don't forget the uppercut, sweetie. Oh, good call. Thank you, babe. Happy to help. Sorry, I had to cough. My apologies. Maybe this. We could focus on specialization for her. You want to take over for that? I nod and take my place. Wait. Oh my gosh, for some in my brain, okay, I blame the game for this. This isn't my fault. I thought that I got confused on who was who. I thought that Sherry was like the main character, the perspective character essentially, and that Keely was our wife essentially, because her whole color scheme is all green and stuff. I'm struggling so hard. I'm struggling so much tonight. Is all green, whereas the main character, I guess Keely's color scheme is all like purple and stuff. So I kind of it got me confused on who was who. So I've been doing the wrong voices for the wrong characters this entire time. Let's go. The accursed fate of a hollow. Are we yapping about Dark Souls? Oh. After we finish this scene, I'm going to go on a rant about Dark Souls and also talk to chat again because I see some messages in here that I need to respond to. Don't forget the uppercut based. So true, so true. I nod and take my place in the sparring ring as Sherry collapses on the couch. I get ready to start my routine, but I hesitate when I look Ruby in the eye. She's like, I don't want to hit a kid. She's breathing hard and her stance is starting to slip. She's holding herself up well, but the exhaustion is clear as day on her face. I relax my stance. Talking over strategy would probably be better for her right now. Actually, Ruby, why don't you sit down for a minute? I'll grab you some water, then we can talk strategy for a bit. I don't need a break. The power of the night can't be exhausted by simple exercises. Ruby, a little water isn't going to diminish the power of the night. Take a seat. Because there were even some lines earlier where I was like, that doesn't feel like something that this character would be saying. That feels like something that the other character would be saying. But it's because I was reading for the wrong character. Okay, everything looks away better. Everything's better now. Ruby looks away, embarrassed. Yes, ma'am. She plops down on a chair while Sherry looks over at me and scratches the back of her neck. I know she's worried about being too much of a taskmaster with this stuff, but I don't think she was being too harsh there. I'll remind her of that later. For now, I fill up glasses of water for all of us, then bring them over and sit down next to Sherry. Wait. Now I'm more confused, because this is reading for Keely, and she's on screen, but hang on. Hang on, give me a sec. Did maybe it switched over to Keely's perspective? I'm confused on who's who. Because it's confusing me. All right, Ruby, are you ready to talk about specialization? What do you mean? Well, as important as it is to know how to both attack and defend, it's important to be able to prioritize one or the other in specific situations. That applies to offense or defensive mindsets as well. Yes, of course. I understand completely. I'm trying so hard to make sure their voices are distinct from each other. I'm trying so hard for that. She clearly doesn't, but I can tell that she's at least getting there. Let me give you an example. Say you come across a very intimidating looking consumed that's in the process of attacking an innocent person. The consumed looks at you and you get ready to fight, but it's still got the victim in its grasp. You don't know what kind of attack it's getting ready to throw at you. In a situation like this, you should... Oh, we get choices! Let's go. Take the attack head on for a better shot at freeing the victim from harm. Take cover for a better shot at killing the consumed and staying safe? Oh, I don't know. I feel like if I tell her this could lead to her being too slow and acting. The consumed are the creatures that the magical girl are fighting. They are big, horrifying tentacle monsters. They are very cool looking though. So I feel like in this situation it'd be better to get in there and try to save the person quickly So that's what I'm going to do, a little serve. Oh, we had a choice earlier, and I didn't save there. Sounds eldritch a little bit. We get choices. Yes, we do. But I just realized I didn't save it. One of the other, like the first choice that we had. Take cover. Wait, hang on. No, take the attack head on for a better shot at freeing the victim from harm. I see. Then I will unleash the power of the night to defend the innocent. Exactly. I'm sure you'll do great. I look to Sherry and she nods in agreement. Situations like that are always a tough call, but the two of us have been through enough to give a definite answer to the question. Hopefully Ruby's able to take it to heart. Okay, next one. You're crossing from rooftop to rooftop, and you come across two paths. We go through the remaining questions without issue. Despite her situation when we first met, she nails almost every single one of my scenarios. With a bit more combat training, she's got potential to be at the top of her game. It's getting a bit late, but maybe we've got some time to squeeze in one more sparring session. I'm about to ask Sherry if she's up to that when a sudden sound from the kitchen makes all three of us jump. Oh my gosh, is it my homegirl Nina? Let's go, it's Nina! Let's go! Damn, you girls are crushing the whole teacher thing. You ought to start a magical girl training center or something. I guarantee that'd bring in a lot more than being a super sleuth does. We whirl around to find Nina sitting at the kitchen table, helping herself to one of the juice boxes from earlier. Come on, Nina. What did we say about unannounced visits? Oh, please, Cher. Don't act like you aren't always psyched to be blessed by my... Please, don't act like you aren't always psyched to be blessed by my charming presence. Nina is the best. I think she's my favorite so far, too. I really like her. I can't help giggling while I look at Sherry's stern expression. Okay, so it did switch over. It did switch over to Keely's perspective. Okay, that was the thing that was confusing me. As if she could actually be mad at Nina for long. I suppose this is a good time for introductions as any, at least. Ruby, this is... I look back to see Ruby staring at Nina with wide eyes and a jaw nearly on the floor. Oh no, she's a fan. She's a stan. Oh no. You're... Yes? Nina giggles, clearly used to this kind of reaction. Nina Alencar. Or Alenkar. Alenkar? I like Alenkar more. That's my name. Don't wear it out. All right. Screw everything I said about A Tithe in Blood and the way that it uses depth and perspective and all that stuff to really create an engaging sense of visuals for the visual novel and everything. This is the single best use of character portraits I've ever seen. I think we should halt all visual novel productions from this point on. Nothing's gonna get better than this. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, I get the feeling that you may have heard of me before. Ruby jumps up, a sharky grin on her face. Yes, like we oh, that was my Nina voice. Yes, like we stand eternal. Stan? Oh, Wig? I've got like every album of yours. I can't believe that you're a magical girl. Well, that's not the kind of tea I prefer to spill, obviously. Please don't spill anything in my house. Stupid. Dumb reaction. Stupid, dumb. Nina holds her hand to her chin, chuckling. Oh, Cher. You two have no idea what we're talking about, do you? That's not true. I get it. Ruby stands you. It's the opposite of not being able to stand you. It makes perfect sense. Unironically, not that far off. It's actually Stan, Miss Cohen. I'm glad somebody here knows what it's like to be hip. I'm definitely confused by what the two of them are saying, but I'm even more confused by Ruby's fascination with Nina. I figured a girl like her listened to music that was a bit more... dark? When they said they had a friend named Nina, I had no idea they meant the Nina. Oh, you two are in so much trouble for not talking me up before I met your student. Not to mention knowing anything about slang. Then again, I'm not surprised someone so technologically illiterate isn't up to the latest trends. We're not that technologically illiterate. We know as much as we need to know. I don't see how wigs or stands are going to come up on the job. You know, Cher. You never know, Cher. You never know. She turns away from us, smiling at Ruby again. Ruby, right? That's your name? Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes. I see that we're definitely part of the Nightshade Zone. Maybe that's a good thing. We're definitively past the Nightshade Zone. Maybe that's a good thing. Well, it's good to meet you, Ruby. I hope we have a chance or two to work together sometime. Yes, please, yes. I mean, I look forward to it. Of course you are. I'm me, after all. As for you two, she turns to us and gives a quick wave. Let's plan a hunting trip soon, okay? Maybe by then you'll learn what social media is. Toodles! And just like that, she's gone, but not forgotten. And like that, I didn't even know that was the next line. Oh, and like that, she's gone. I didn't even get a chance to ask why she showed up in the first place. So, I guess we should call it for the day. I look over to Ruby, who's clearly starstruck. That's probably for the best. Maybe we can pick it up again tomorrow afternoon? Ruby shakes her head rapidly and rubs her eyes before nodding. Yes, of course. I return to learn more of the powers of the night tomorrow. That sounds lovely, honey. I guess Nightshade can make a pretty quick recovery. Hopefully she can zone back in when she's around Nina, too. Sherry heads to the door, reaching for her jacket. You need a ride home? That won't be necessary. The rooftops will be more than sufficient for me. Just make sure you don't get seen, alright? Not to worry. The night is my ally. Right. Totally. With another wave, Ruby departs for home. Sherry closes the door behind her, letting out a long breath. That went well, I think. I'd say it went about 90% well, or whatever percent we did before Nina showed up. Sherry rubs her chin as I start to move our furniture back into place. I'm sure she'd be happy to help, but bless her heart, she ends up with things a little off. It's not a big deal, not really, but I just like it when things are in the exact right place. Everything perfectly arranged and perfectly designed. A nice, neat, and ideal home. It makes me feel even happier here. And even if she doesn't quite get it, I'm sure it does the same for my Share Bear. Stop it. I wonder why she showed up anyway. You know her. Having a reason for things has never been her strong suit. I guess. She better not be trying to help out with Ruby's training, though. If I have to spend my afternoons listening to her internet slang, I'm going to go nuts. We could always try to learn a bit of it, sweetie. I'm still trying to get a handle on slang from when we were in high school. It'll be a long time before I can figure out what wigs have to do with anything. I don't even know what that one means. That's not very tubular of you, dear. Oh, she talks like me. She laughs as I finish moving everything back into its perfect place. There's that lovely feeling of familiarity again. It's odd, though. The familiarity feels a bit different. Is that right? No, it's nothing so contradictory. It's more expanded. Ah. Oh, nothing. Just reminiscing. That's right. There's something more. You're going to be a star someday. I just know it. Sold out concerts and all. Stop it. You're going to make me blush. The starstruck feeling. That gentle affection for the girl looking up to her. I've seen Nina act that way before. Sing for me again, please. Fine, but just one more, okay? I wonder if Nina felt it too. That unfamiliar familiarity. I shift the couch a few inches to the right. Something about it doesn't feel perfect anymore. Ooh. I like that. Hang on. Okay, let's go look at all of the things. Hang on. Oh gosh, there's been a lot of things. Yes, you'd be such a good femboy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do my best. Listen, that's the best part of having a female avatar is, you know, it just works. It just works with that kind of stuff. The accursed fate of a hollow. Anyways, the silent buzz of the background noises peak. I know, right? Dude, it's the best thing. When you have that cough in the back of your throat, specifically at a part where there isn't any music, so I'm just sitting here like trying to like cough it out and everything. Like it's just so nice. It's so good. I'm surprised you got that reference, lol. Okay, hang on. So I've been playing through Dark Souls as I've mentioned before, and I did play a little bit of it yesterday. Okay, just a little bit. And I'm that game went from like being so amazing to so exhausting so fast because I went from Blighttown, okay, and then as soon as I got done with Blighttown, I beat Quelaag. Super good fight. I loved her. She was amazing. I beat her in like 6 tries, but I noticed, hey, my damage is really low. I'm dealing 20 damage to her, and she has several thousand HP. I don't see her health bar move on some of these hits that I'm doing. And so I'm like, it's fine. She's a boss. Like, it's okay. When I get to, like, the next set of enemies, it'll be okay. It'll be good. And so I continue on. And I'm like, here, I'm at the Valley of the Drakes. Let me try to kill these guys. I deal 0 damage to them. I'm like, I would have to hit this one enemy, like, 30 times to kill it, and there's 5 more of them right there. This is insane. I'm clearly not supposed to be here yet. So maybe I'll go to this big fortress area that just opened up. So I go there, and it's the same story. I'm like, I'm dealing no damage to any of these guys. That's so weird. So I upgrade my weapon as much as I can get it up to, and then I go back, and I'm like, I'm still not dealing that much damage to these lizard guys in this fortress. But I'm like, it's fine. Or I guess like they're like more like snake guys, I guess. So I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just keep going. As long as I'm good at the game, I can keep going. But then it just turns to like, so it sends fortress, a place filled with booby traps and like all this kind of stuff. And like the area itself, super cool. It became the most tedious thing I've ever played because of just how little damage I did and how every single fight in this building is just on a catwalk. So all the fights turn into is I raise shield to block, then I stab, then I raise shield to block, then I stab. Because there's not enough room to dodge around these guys, so it just turns into me hitting these guys like a billion times as they have like a billion HP and I deal 0 damage to any of them. And I'm like, why is it that like what is this game balancing right now? Suddenly like everything I'm fighting I deal no damage to at all, so every fight against every basic enemy of the new areas takes like an hour and a half, and there's so many of these snakes guys in here. So that was the thing that kept getting me, not that like any of like the booby traps or anything. Like I was like, I'm so loving all this stuff. Like I had heard about it and I thought it was gonna be awful, and the area itself is so fun. But if you die once, it feels like you lose like an hour and a half of progress to walk down a couple of hallways because of how long it takes to kill all the enemies. And it's so... Oh, again, the game's so... like it's been so good up until this point, and then suddenly it's so poorly balanced that I'm just sitting here like scratching my head like, what do you mean? What do you mean that this is the intended experience I'm having right now? Because I also like looked up like, do other people have this issue? And like a lot of people are like, yeah, suddenly I'm not doing any damage anymore. And then all responses are like, yeah, that's just how it is. You know, that's just how it be. And it's like, oh gosh, okay, whatever. Ashen one, I forgot my lines. Where's the script? That's on you, dog. Listen, if you want to do this roleplay, I roleplay back, but you gotta know where your script is, okay? Green. Oh, green gone. Good observation. Love anyone in this game. Between Flowey and anyone in this game. so real. 76% and anyone in this game. That's crazy. We get choices. Yes, we do. Take cover indeed. No. Listen, if someone's about to die, I'm like, hey, listen, maybe we should get in there and save them. That is like to me the most important thing. Because I feel like it's gonna come down to like I feel like there's probably going to be like 2 instances. Maybe like one instance is like if Ruby took cover, someone would die as she's like trying to do that and like get it all taken care of. And there's probably going to be another instance where her rushing in gets her hurt or something. I could see it like punishing and like rewarding you in both ways. But yeah, no, Nina is the best for sure. Oh, it's like Dispatch. Still haven't played Dispatch. It's on the docket. We'll get there eventually. It's going to replace Expedition 33 when we finish it. That's kind of my plan right now. Oh yes, physics, very normal behavior. I saw nothing wrong with what was happening. That was all perfect. Nina dying? How dare you? 83% chance I think I hate her? You're just so foul for that. Nina's so good. Every single time she's on screen, I smile. You know? It's as simple as that. I enjoy. How dare you? Lesbian couple again, I presume. Of course, like it's always going to be. It's always going to be. Look, we're playing a Studio One game. It's always going to be. Why would it be anything else? Exactly. This is what we're here for. To be fair, it's not, you know, I was going to play a BL. There was one that Adi Rosa recommended to me a little while ago. I'm sure I've talked about it on here a couple times before, but you know, I, put out like a billion hours of content. It's fine. I say as if I actually streamed that much. I really don't. Um, but it was a BL. And I was like, oh, that could be fun to stream. And then the first picture that I looked up um, was just a guy just taking it from behind in a bathroom stall, or not a bathroom stall, like a porta potty, I think. Um, and so I messaged Addy and I was like, so I just looked up like this visual novel. I'm pretty sure it's called like Just Blue, and like they instantly, Addy instantly knew what picture I had seen because of how infamous it is for that, And it's like, it's insane. It's insane. Good night. Have a great rest of your night, Flowey. Have a good one. Thank you for being here as always. Have a good night. I can't believe we hate Nina. That's insane. Whatever. Some opinions are wrong. That's fine. Um, 8 ball is have you wait. This is such a sentence. Is have no prompt. Do you think you're good? Such sadness. I think reformat that question. Ask it again. DS1 damage is definitely it's so weird because I literally went from like most basic enemies like all the skeletons and all the other like basic enemies and like Blighttown and everything. I'm killing them in like about 2 to 3 hits. Which is like very normal for I feel like these like FromSoft games that kill like the basic enemies and like again like just like 2 to 3 hits like with the basic guys. And like they can be extended fights for like the bigger guys like in the Darkroot Gardens like there's these like big stone knight guys, but there's only like 4 of them in the entire area, and like those guys definitely take a little while longer to fight. But they're not like the enemy that you're going to be running into 1,000 of over the course of this. So it's fine that those fights themselves are extended. Especially since again, like with those guys, the fights are a lot more than just shield and poke, because they're actually like given like proper areas to like fight them in. And so it's just such a weird choice because again I don't know how you're supposed to play through this without it becoming incredibly repetitive, and like there are ways that you can get like some of the traps to go off and kill the enemies. I was figuring out a lot of that stuff out on my own, but it also kind of relies on the AI acting in specific ways, and sometimes they just don't. So it's like sometimes you just can't rely on the traps to deal the damage you need to these enemies to get through it. Because again, I didn't make it very far. I made it up to like the top where like there's like these giant guys with like these giant balls. And I made it up to there, and I was like, I think if you took the enemies out, it would probably take me about a minute and a half to walk up to here. But because of how long it takes to kill each individual enemy for me, it took me like nearly like 45 minutes to get up there. And so then I died once I got up there, and it's like, oh, it's going to take me 45 minutes again because none of these fights are hard. They just take a while, It's like that kind of thing. DS3 definitely is more smooth with progression and damage. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like the progression of things is like that's why like Blighttown so far in Dark Souls 1. Blighttown I'm sorry that we're going on just a Dark Souls rant right now. Blighttown is the only area in the game so far that I'd look at and be like, that is a bad area. I do not like this area. I think it's bad. Whereas like Sen's Fortress, I've heard a lot of complaints about it before getting into it. I'm like, no, this area itself is really awesome. I really like the concept of it. I really like a lot of the things it's doing, all the paths that you can open up like by using like the own traps, and there are these like huge stone balls that like are rolling down on you, but like there's areas where you can like manipulate which way it's going, and like that's all really cool, and there's like so many like levels to it for you to explore. Like it's really cool. It's just so tedious if you ever die in it. But yeah, what crazy sentence? Which crazy sentence? DS1 melee damage is varied, but magic is just like 3 taps. See, but that's the thing. I upgraded my longsword. I ascended it to be the divine longsword, and I was only dealing like 7 more damage than before I ascended it. So it's like, oh, this is not going very well right now. Granted, I also made a mistake because in my head I thought that I was dealing more damage with my thing being at +5 instead of having it ascended, and so I unascended it. And now I'm dealing less damage to these lizard guys, and it was a mistake. It was a mistake for sure, but that's fine. I've been told that there's another ember that I need to find to get my weapons of like +10 and stuff, and I just need to find that. That's really all that I need to do. But yeah, the progression. Really, the only 2 issues I have with the game at all is Blighttown itself being terrible, and that the progression is super wonky. It's so weird. DS1. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will say this, if you ever play Dark Souls 3, rats. Rats are evil. Dude, rats are so annoying in Dark Souls 1 too. Dark Souls 1 as well. Because like the only way to really get them is like with like the like my sword specifically, it can't hit them on the basic swings. All my attacks just go over their head. So I quickly had to do the charged, slower attack to get them. And like whenever they hit you, they always do like the very quick follow-up, whereas like it has like my brain's been trained by like Bloodborne and Elden Ring, where like a rat's gonna come up and it's gonna tap you in the face, and then that's like the end of its attack string. But here, all the rats do like an attack, wait a few seconds, follow up attack, or like a second or two, and so it's like it keeps throwing me off because always forget about the second attack. So again, it's not even like the enemies themselves aren't even poorly designed. It's that I just have like too much like muscle memory for how these rats act in other games built in that's like hard for my brain to like come back around on. They know kung fu in Dark Souls 3. What the f are you talking about, dog? What are you talking about? The rats got taught by Master Splinter or something. That's fun. That's okay. That's good. Oh, that's lovely. I will say though, um, it's weird because like the shield seems so overpowered in this game. Like genuinely, with that, unless I'm playing horrifically bad, I don't understand how you like lose, unless the enemy's dealing like elemental damage like Quelaag, where I just stop using the shield entirely and just dodge all of her attacks. I don't understand how you lose to just a straight up swordsman while you have a shield. As long as you're like just like good at balancing your stamina and getting your shield up in time, I feel like there's nothing that a lot of the enemies can do about it, essentially, which is weird. I don't know how I feel about it, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess. But anyways, big Dark Souls talk over. Let's get back into the game. It's been a few days since our last session with Ruby. She told us that she's been training diligently on her off days, so I suppose this is where we test her to find out how much that training actually paid off. I've got faith in her. Weird as she might be, I can tell how serious she is about this. Hey, honey. Ruby says she'll be here in a few minutes. Oh, good timing. I just cleared out the sparring space. Did Nina get back to you about whether or not she's coming for this one? Keely shakes her head as she finishes peeling the last of the clementines. Her love for healthy post-workout snacks hasn't diminished a bit. No dice. She's looking at concert venues. Apparently. I can imagine it's out of obligation rather than choice. For sure. I'm sure she's dying to use her powers as much as she can in her final month. She loved being a magical girl nearly as much as you did. As much as I do, you mean? I've still got time. Right, of course. Sorry, baby. Keely huffs and gives me a I'm not really upset, but I am a little miffed pout. I'm not going to stop loving being a magical girl until it's over. It's the second best thing that ever happened to me. Plus, it helped me find the first best thing that ever happened to me. Stop it. Stop being cute. Gosh, stop it. And what might that be, I wonder? No, what the freak? I actually clicked on my calendar. Why don't you come over here and let me show you? And that's when Ruby just walks in. I put down the chair I'm carrying and quickly close the distance between us. She leans back against the kitchen counter and looks up at me before wrapping her arms around my waist and pressing her lips against mine. I put a hand on her side, starting to slide my way downward. When I'm interrupted by a loud knock at the door. Sorry, Cher Bear. Duty calls. I guess you'll have to give me a few more details about the first thing after our Nightshade session. Are we really calling her that now? Hey, somebody's gotta. Kid's clearly insecure, and that persona of hers helps with that. It's a bit embarrassing to go along with, but we all need a confidence boost sometimes, especially kids. I think that's the way you go about it. Like, again, she's a very insecure kid. It helps her out a lot, especially, again, like, listen, if I was given superpowers at that young of an age, there's no way I'm going to be going around by my normal name. I'm definitely making up a superhero name to help me, like, go along with all this kind of stuff, you know? So I think, like, playing into it a bit isn't, like, a bad thing by any means. I get back to moving the furniture while Keely opens the door and welcomes Ruby inside. Greetings once again, my teachers. As expected, I've come to master your most advanced combat techniques. I'm sure you have, honey. Just give us a few minutes to set up. Yes, of course. Ruby sits down in the kitchen while I finish moving the couch, doing her best to look pensive and brooding. It's passable. She's passably brooding right now. She ain't no Batman, but she's getting there. And how's your day today, honey? It was okay, I guess. I mean, the day passes every other day does when one lives a normal life by daylight. Well, that's good to hear. How did things go with that boy you were talking about? With who now? Ruby stares down at the ground, no doubt trying to hide a bit of embarrassment. I'm all too familiar with that particular move. Just some guy I was talking to Keely about last time. Nobody important or anything. He's just, like, cool and stuff. Friend of yours? Kinda. I don't know. It's hard to talk to boys sometimes. That's okay, honey. Sherry and I weren't very good at talking to boys either. Good bit. I'm pretty sure that's just because we were lesbians, baby. That may or may not have played a bit of a role, yeah. That one gets a chuckle out of Ruby. I'm glad she feels comfortable opening up about this with us. Trust is the most important bond magical girls have to share with each other, both on and off the hunt. Teaching her that is going to be way more important than any kind of combat training. But if I can master it, she'll be unstoppable. But if she can master it, she'll be unstoppable. Gosh, I started projecting onto Ruby from Keely's perspective. That's not good. Keely's halfway through teaching Ruby the basics of feint encounters when my phone starts ringing. Okay, so I'm having trouble like keeping up with like the perspective changes. Like there's never really like anything that indicates when it's switching between Sherry's and Keely's perspectives. Like when she was like setting up like all, I thought it would just kind of go by a scene basis, but like as they were like setting up the training room, it was from Keely's perspective, and now it switched back over to Sherry's perspective, which is kind of causing like a little bit of like confusion for me on like who's feeling, like I'm able to like pick up enough, but like, it's causing confusion like who's feeling these things, who's like having these thoughts. Like again, I'm able to like pick up on it decent enough, like when they like, you know, obviously like refer to each other and that kind of thing, and like from like the just the context clues of like how like I get like it does go to show like how strongly like each individual character's voice is, that I feel like now that I know that it's switching between them, I can like better pick out who is thinking, but it does take like a second to readjust to it, especially because again, I'm like, once a scene starts in a character's perspective, unless there's been something to like delineate when that change happens, my brain just kind of like, we're still from this character's perspective, you know? So that's just kind of like an issue that I'm having so far, because that's kind of made me think of like, were there scenes in the first episode that we went, like the first stream that we did, where I was reading from Keely's perspective but didn't know that I was reading from Keely's perspective? So like some characterization that I gave to Sherry was actually meant for Keely? Is that like that could have been something that happened? Yeah, I don't like that. It should be more clear. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, just use Why Not Both as an example. Like it gives like a big like, here's the character, here's like the date and time and stuff like that. And I don't even think you need a necessary, like that is obviously very helpful. I don't think you need to quite go that big though. Like even like doing like something very simple, like if they wanted to have like this box right here, like just have it be, I guess like, I don't know, you'd have to like change the interior box. So it's like you could just have like this outside rim be purple for when it's Sherry and then green when it's Keely. But that obviously have you like need to change this color, whereas like the color scheme this text box has going on right now blends very well with like how all like the background art is set up. Like it's all very like pleasant in that way. So like changing this could kind of cause some, you know, but like there could be ways, like maybe like just even changing like the colors of like these little sparkles down here, or changing like the color of the menu button and stuff like that, or just like literally just having like a little, just a tiny little pop-up up here that's like Sherry, or like, you know, Keely, and like again, I get to keep using Why Not Both, like hang on, what was I gonna say? I like the pop-in. Usually, I'm trying to remember how like, the pop-ins go exactly, but again, it usually shows like the character right here and like all the date and stuff like here. So I'm trying to like think maybe something like that, because it also like tells you the scene that you're in, if I'm remembering correctly, on those pop-outs. So like maybe it could like just be like up here to be like, you know, like Act 1 or something, Act 1 Scene 2 Keely, Act 1 Scene 3 Sherry, you know, that something like that to make it better, easier to understand. But yeah, that's really the only issue I feel like I have with this so far, though. I grab it off the counter, expecting to pick up a call from Nina, but the number isn't one I recognize. It's probably just some spam call, but something in the back of my mind compels me to pick it up anyway. Call it my detective instinct. Hello? It's Nat. We need to talk. How the hell did you get this number? Don't give me that. We both know you're not naive enough to think we wouldn't keep tabs on you. Now you can talk or not. Keely motions for Ruby to stop, looking at me with a worried expression. Is everything okay, sweetie? I nod, giving her a reassuring smile. Everything's fine, I promise. I just need to take this real quick. You two can go ahead and continue. I'm sure this kind of behavior would make anyone suspicious, but Keely takes it in stride. We trust each other enough to be at peace with keeping secrets. I tell her everything, and she does the same. But I've got a feeling that whatever Nat's about to tell me isn't something I'm going to want to talk about in front of Ruby. Keely turns to Ruby and starts demonstrating another counter as I step out into the hall. Keeping my voice low, and I respond. Okay, start talking. You better have a damn good reason why you didn't just email me. I hear her sigh as I ball my free hand into a fist. Drop the tough guy act, Sherlock. I'm about to do you a favor. I don't remember what voice I gave her. And the only voice that's coming to mind that feels like appropriate is like very, 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 very similar to Keely's and Ruby's. So I'm like, I don't want to do another one like that. But I feel like this like kind of like more masculine voice I'm doing for her doesn't really match too well. Especially when the only person that she talks to is Sherry, who is also just my normal speaking voice. But yeah, anyways. Drop the tough guy act. I'm about to do you a favor. Maybe I'll just do like a little bit more of a growl. I thought you said you were done with favors. Call it courtesy then, or just me looking out for your stubborn ass. Don't think I won't hang up on you. I've got shit to do. Listen, I'm calling about the case. The case. Don't tell me. We got another one. Fresh too. Sounds like Ruby's training is going to have to end a bit early. The last free bit of my brain starts working on excuses for sending her home. What's the address? I can leave right now. I'll give you the address, but I better not see you there. Why the hell not? For the same reason I called instead of emailing, because I don't want you getting involved. I know damn well that I didn't tell you the address. I know damn well that if I didn't tell you the address, you'd find out on your own. I'm telling you now because you need to know what recent report you have to stay away from. They're done letting you on the scene. I did my best to cover for you, but I'm out of excuses. If they see you out there, you'll be leaving in handcuffs. You're joking. They know they need me for this. Nat's voice is quieter this time, softer, almost like she cares. Okay, she's just a little tsundere about her friendship with you, okay? It's fine. I know, we both do, but my boss is done letting a PI trample all over our scene without any results. That's bullshit, and I can tell Nat agrees. The cops just want to be the ones to collar this guy so they can get their asses kissed on TV, but there's no point in arguing. Her whole "I'm telling you to stay away" shtick is bullshit too. She wouldn't give me the address if she didn't want me there. Fine, just tell me where it is and I'll stay out of sight. 86 Barrow Street. Got it, I'll avoid it like the plague. Don't fuck me on this one, Sherry. I'm serious. You won't get a warning next time. I know. Thanks, Nat. Yeah, just don't make me regret this. I hang up and lean against the wall, trying to figure out a plan. They'll obviously have the body carted away before I get there, and the crime scene will certainly be locked down. Not that locks matter when my wife is involved. You're doing great. Why don't you take a quick break to rehydrate and have a snack? Yes, Mrs. Keely. Excellent. I'll be back in a few minutes to test you on what we learned last week. Keely pokes her head out of the door and into the hallway, smiling when she sees me. Who is that, sweetie? Is everything alright? It was Nat. She got my number somehow. Then I assume everything isn't alright. You could say that. Are you cheating on me? Keely steps out into the hall and closes the door behind her, moving closer to me and lowering her voice to a whisper. Another one? Not just that. I'm cut off from investigating it this time. Guess the cops want to make sure I don't solve the case and get in their way of their propaganda. So we're definitely going to investigate it, right? I grin and wrap an arm around her, kissing her forehead. You know we will. Okay. I'm trying to piece the case together in my head, and like, because I feel like, I mean, I don't think Ruby's gonna be like is involved in the murder, but I'm just like saying like she's obviously gonna start getting involved at some point because this is, you know, a consumed case. Obviously they're just like let's not take her around like murdered bodies and stuff like that, you know, like that kind of thing. But she's gonna get involved at some point. A part of me did really worry though about when Nina was calling her. It was like, that is, I mean, not Nina, but when Nat was calling her, that is going to have something to do with Nina. That was what I was scared of. I was like, please, we were just talking about how she's like the best and how we love her and all that kind of stuff. Do not kill her right after we have that conversation. The Yuri V end that does that the worst is Seabed. It's known as one of the best Yuri V ends, but I really hated that part of it. Even lines of dialogue have no clear indication whatsoever of who is speaking and is irritating as fuck. That's okay. So Tracy was actually streaming that on Sunday, and I wasn't able to. I was peeking in and out a little bit just because my stream just kept ending, and it looked really, really interesting. So I was like, maybe I should add that to the list of games to play. And like, you know, if you're saying it's one of the best Yuri visual novels, then I'm like, it's probably still gonna be there. But no, that sounds so awful that it doesn't even give you an indicator of who's speaking, not of who's speaking. It doesn't like, so like it doesn't like bring up like the text box with the character's name on it. It just here's text, here's text, here's text, like that kind of thing. Because I feel like that could even end up being confusing of like, are they talking or are they internal monologuing right now? Like how I don't understand how you'd like get through that to find out it's one of the best ones. I feel like with that, I just get so lost and just like, is this worth playing right now? Because like here it's just like kind of annoying. It's not like the biggest deal here, especially because like at least this game, you know, goes so far and above and beyond and tells you when characters are talking to each other. But like again, like the characters do talk in like decently different enough ways that like again I guess I don't know, can you pick up on it? Because I didn't notice that the perspective that it could have been a thing in the first stream, but there's also a chance that it just wasn't happening in the first stream, you know what I mean? But I don't know, again it's an annoyance here, but it's not like the end of the world. I feel like that would like really like drive me up a wall. A ball, will the small goblin win the fight? Says most likely. Are you talking about Ruby? I mean, I guess, you know, she does have a little goblin energy, just a little bit. Just a little bit of energy like that. Where you don't want her getting involved and yet you tell her everything. Well, no. We don't want Ruby getting involved, but we tell Keely everything. That's the difference. That's the difference. Also, I feel like I wonder if people I wonder if people have ever made combat-based visual novels. Well, I mean, we've had like visual novels with like plenty of action in them before. Like granted, I was gonna say like use the Fate visual novels, but they really don't have like much action in them until like kind of the climaxes of each act. Like you're not really gonna get a whole lot of action till like the end of the prologue. Then you're not gonna really get much of an action till the end of Act 1, 2, and 3 and stuff like that. So those aren't really like action based. They're just, you know, like urban dark fantasies that have action in it. And it's kind of a lot the same like a Tithe in Blood. Like there really weren't any action scenes until like you know, basically the end of the story. You know what I mean? Just and then we had just like what was it, like 2 fight scenes, you know? So I'm sure that there are a lot more action-packed visual novels. Is that what you mean? But again, like it's insane though how much more intense a visual novel fight scene can get than like a lot of other like stuff, like a book action scene. Like those can get intense too, but I've never like felt like the same feelings from like I'll be sitting there and be like, dang, this is so incredibly well written. I can see every move clearly in my mind, but it doesn't like get me as hyped up as experiencing them in visual novels does. But I also think that's kind of like part of like the way I read it, where I try to like, you know, put more energy into my voice, read it faster, read it more intensely, to kind of like go along with the fact that it's an action scene. Nope, just text. Oh, I'm guessing there's like it didn't sound like there was voice acting at all either on Tracy's stream. Oh no! Oh no! I'm that one monkey meme. Oh no! Also, you just have to figure out via context. Also, though the story and the writing are great, the delivery and the music and art are moderate at best. I just don't see how people believe it is one of the best, if not. I just don't see how people believe it is one of the best, if not the best. That's my opinion, though. Hang on, I need to pull up a picture really quick. Hang on. There you are. Hang on. I'm pulling up to see where this was on your tier list if it was there. Hang on. Was it anywhere there? I'm not seeing anything that stands out as Seabed. Did you rate Seabed on your tier list? If so, where did you put it? Because yeah, again, even if the writing, like the writing would genuinely have to be like the best in the business for me to think that that's worth going through. Because that sounds, I think that kind of sounds like a borderline kind of exhausting to have to go through with it, you know? So yeah, I was interested in it, but the more we've talked about it, I just finished it not too long ago, so I've had an 8 out of 10, very good. So do you think it's worth going through for with all the annoyances, or are you like, I went through it, it's an 8 out of 10, not worth going through because of how annoying it is? Like, how do you feel about that? Boop, boop. I see. 8-Ball, will you help me? 8-Ball has abandoned me. Listen, 8-Ball has to recharge. It's magical. Also, guys, I just got hit with a wave of exhaustion out of nowhere. My mental right there went from like 7 out of 10, very average to this point in the day, down to like a 4 in an instant right there. I just got hit with the exhaustion. But speaking of exhaustion, yeah, the magic 8-Ball like needs some time to recover its magical powers, especially because it's kind of on the fritz today. Like it's been really testy. I think I got too used to having like the vacation we got. I think it's one of those moments where like when you go on vacation and then you get back and you have to like start doing all your normal life stuff again and you go, I just need one more day to like adjust to real life again. That is kind of how the Magic 8-Ball is right now. It just needs that one more day. So like tomorrow, 8-Ball will be back. 8-Ball will be back in good shape, be happy again, just doing nothing but the honest truth. I would never read another visual novel like that again. Okay, maybe I'll I'll just no fuck Jesus. Holy shit. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Andrew, I hope you know one of these days. Why is it still? I moved that redeem again. It's okay, so you I'm sure y'all have noticed at this point. There is a redeem that goes over the chat, and there's a redeem that goes over the screen. I have moved the one over the screen about 90 different times, and it's still over the fucking game. I don't want it there because I realized all these streams that we do are going to be made into like some kind of video at some point. So I'm like during like cutscenes or like important scenes, I don't want like the redeem notification like visual over any of the scenes. But I've moved it over a billion. Hang on. Rally, can you redeem something just really quick, like a stretch or something, or like a hydrate? Just one of the two. Hang on. I did a thing. I will give him a heart attack at some point. No, that's the thing, Andrew. There is going to come a stream where I'm going to die live in front of all of you, and that's going to be on your conscience. What? We did it. I turned off one of the redeems. I invisibled it. Hang on. And it wait. Why is there 3 of them? There's the 3 of them. Oh, no one does it like I do. No one. Apparent. So this is like a Kakashi mask situation. Behind this first chest was a smaller chest. That was the chest I moved over. Then behind the big chest was a third very small chest, and that was the chest that I moved behind the first small chest. So now behind the first small chest is a second tiny chest. It's just I never. I'm kind of losing it a little bit. I feel like whenever like these moments come up in the streams, I like generally have a moment where I'm just like sitting down on my hands being like, what have you become? Hang on. How do I fix that? I only have one redeem on my OBS. Where are the other 2 coming from? Also, I need to take a sip. Hang on. Oh, Apparently, I had something on my lid. It fell off. God, I am such a hot mess right now without the hot part. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh no, my Shy Guy lost his Anyways, hang on. Sorry, I have like a little Shy Guy that a friend got me. It's a little Lego man, and he has like the propeller hat that Shy Guys have, but his propeller's been falling off a lot recently, and so I'm failing around with him to satiate my ADHD while we stream. It's fallen off and it's gone. Anyways, I'd get another opinion other than my own though, so ask someone else about Seabed 2. That could be something to do. I mean, I could literally just hang on. Hang on. Hey, for no reason in particular, what did you think about Seabed? There we go. Well, I'm getting a second opinion. He loved being jump scared so much. He had 3 of them. Oh my gosh, so real, so real, so real. Anyways, so true. You never what? You never what? You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. I'm going to get jump scared. I'm going to have a heart attack. And then I'm going to die live in front of everyone. Is that what you want on your conscience? Is that what you want, Andrew? I'm starting to think so. Because that one really got me. No, I was mimicking you. Oh. Okay, so now you're just mocking me. How dare you? No, I don't actually care. You said I never. Oh, listen, you know, I can't be held responsible for the things I say. I don't understand, you know, most of the things that I say, you know. I can't be held responsible. I can't be held responsible for the me from like 45 seconds ago. That guy's dead. That guy's in the past, you know. Okay. So from Tracy, I'm not too far in, still in the prologue, but I'm enjoying it. Okay. So I'll just respond, okay. Thank you so much. You the best, by the way. There we go. He's just casually going crazy. Bloodborne shook him and we can scare him. I think Bloodborne was kind of the beginning of this descent into madness, which I guess is like very appropriate. Given the game and that the pieces of my life it took off for me, you know? I think that really was the beginning of this, just like my mental going downhill on stream. But you know what? I think it's fine. I think it's all for the best in a way, you know? We are simply a collection of our past experiences, and that was one of mine that I can never get rid of. So, anyways, let's keep going. But yeah, I'll think about Seabed more, just because like from like my personal proclivities of what I enjoy, that doesn't sound like a fun time for me, I guess, you know? Like, I don't think I'd ever, I don't, like, just based off of this already, where I kind of picked it out, I was like, already kind of bugged by it. I'm like, I just don't think I'd enjoy, like, the kind of experience that would be, even if, like, the story is amazing. I don't think, like, the experience wouldn't be for me, I feel. But, you know, I'll think about it some more. As much as I'm worried about having Keely involved in something so potentially dangerous, I can't deny how much easier it is having her around. A set of lockpicks doesn't compare to being able to simply slide underneath the door and open it from the other side. Y'all wear hairnets while you're doing this, at least, right? Like, so you don't, like, drop DNA all over the place. She swings the door open and steps out, holding it for a while giving a playfully overdramatic bow. After you, honey. I turn the smile and step inside, appreciating the brief amount of humor before we get started on the nasty part of the job. It'd be so funny if, like, the police or something had, like, cameras set up in this location. Be like, we know that there's something magical going around here, boys. Let's catch whatever it is. And then they just see, like, Keely slide under the door and Sherry come in and everything. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're dealing with aliens. I think that taking the story that route could be fun. I return the smile and step inside. Oh, we read that part. As usual, the scene has been almost entirely cleaned out. It reeks of bleach even more than it normally does. It's more distracting than the traffic outside, something I can normally tune out. But right now it's sharper than ever. If I didn't know better, I'd say they took away even more than usual just to spite me for trying to get involved. That's probably just paranoia setting in. The whole thing has us both on edge, more than we have been since we were kids. There's no doubt about it. This is the same aura as before. It even feels stronger this time. I think the music for this game was done by Sarah, I believe. I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the last one, but I can actually just double check that really quick. Hang on, give me a sec. Yeah, okay. This music was in fact done by Sarah, the goat who did the Please Be Happy soundtrack. As soon as that like little part of the song started, I was like, oh, because it reminds me of a similar melody. Just very specifically, like the beginning of that song reminds me of a specific melody from one of the Please Be Happy songs in the soundtrack. Far Away Dark Peak. I know, it's so good. I'm so good. Listen, the only thing better than me up close is me far away. That's all I'm gonna say. Such a stupid joke. What a stupid joke. Anyways. You're definitely right. How can you tell? I can actually feel it this time. If it's that strong to me, it must be overpowering to you. No kidding. She was right about this aura being more than your usual consumed aura, too. Something about it feels wrong, as if the consumed energy is mixed together with something else. Something I can't describe. Ooh, I have a theory. It's completely unfounded and probably doesn't make any sense, but is Nina the one doing it? Because like she's so like needing her powers to stick around and like enjoying them as much as possible as she can. Is she doing something to like extend how long she can be a magical girl for, whether that be like, again, kind of becoming a consumed, like maybe there's like something with that kind of power to like extend her time, like being a consumed, and like part of being consumed involves just killing humans, or is like maybe like she's like killing these people for like a specific, like I don't know, it's like it's magic. If they were like, oh yeah, there's a ritual we can do to like siphon their life and their joy and everything to extend our time as magical girls, I could believe that as being a part of the story. I could believe that 1,010%. That's just kind of like a theory rattling around in my brain right now. Everything Sarah does is amazing. No, it for real is. In the Pokemon video I've been working on, there are a few small bits where I'm using some Please Be Happy OST, and while I'm getting that music and like getting it all set up and everything, I just sit there and like listen to it, and like it's one of those soundtracks where like the emotions tied to are so good and the songs themselves are so amazing that just listening to the music, even if it's like the like more intense and sad ones, just makes me happy. It just fills my heart with so much joy, you know, and I love it. Also, didn't Sarah did the music for Upward Rain 2, I believe. I'm not 1,000% sure on that, but I believe. Which would make sense, because that soundtrack is also really, really good. Anyways, as if the consumed energy is mixed together with something else. Something I can't describe. And yet it feels like it's on the tip of my tongue. Do you think there's anything in here you can trace, honey? Not likely. The blood has been cleaned up enough that trying to trace it would probably just end with me tracing the surface it was on. And the furniture won't be of much help either. Then I guess it's up to good old-fashioned detective work. Honey, I'm actually a terrible detective. I completely rely on my power. Come on, you know this. She gives me an encouraging nod and a grin. I run my fingers through her hair affectionately. I know she's just trying to be supportive, but it's hard to not feel a sense of... I know she's trying to be supportive, but it's hard not to feel a sense of hope when I look at her. Are you going to start by casting the joint? That's what you do for your marks, right? It would be if I lived in the 1950s. These days we just call it scouting. That's much less interesting. It really is. I follow her gaze as she looks around the room before turning to examine the position of what remains of the blood splatters. The position of them would indicate that the victim was killed while sitting down. Does that mean he was asleep in the chair? Or did he just not have time to struggle? The second option is more likely given that I can't see any signs of a struggle. But if this really is a consumed, well, they aren't exactly known for their subtlety. There are no windows in here. Huh? Look around us. There isn't a single window on any of the walls. That door is the only way in. So the killer came through the front door. I guess the victim wasn't sitting down after all. Or the killer teleported in. The killer teleported in. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So the killer came through the front door. I guess the victim wasn't sitting down after all. I'm not sure about that. If you trace the door, would you be able to find out when it was last unlocked? Did anyone ever tell you you're a genius? Once or twice? Wouldn't the last time it would be unlocked would just be like when the I guess yeah, it kind of would depend. Because I'm gonna say when the last time it'd be unlocked would be when the police came in, but like it's assumed that the door was locked. The killer broke in, killed the person, the door was left unlocked as they escaped, kind of thing. That would actually be the most logical way for that to go. I put my hand on the door and closed my eyes. Turn back the clock, bring back the past me so that I might see the truth. For the sake of the innocent. Reflection in progress. See, like this, like reflection in progress. Just put like a little tab up there that's like Keely or Sherry, you know? 24. Sorry, I had a tiny little burp. That was so embarrassing. Keely was right. I can see the door unlocking a few minutes ago when we came in. I turn back further until I see it unlock again. The police this time, using a spare key they must have gotten from the building owner. And then, nothing. Not a single unlock in the past 48 hours beyond those two. I step away from the door, shaking my head in confusion. Dog, I called it. I called it. It's Nina. Listen, my queen just has hobbies. That's all it is. I think that might be the case too. Wait, hang on. I thought that might be the case. So you're saying that... That's right, Sherlock. We've got a real locked room mystery on our hands. Consumed come in all shapes and sizes, but their powers don't. Being built to destroy is just part of their nature. There's no way something that's been true for millennia would randomly change overnight. Something else is going on here, and my gut tells me of something much, much worse. Any ideas, babe? Maybe try the walls. Something could have phased through them somehow. Your power would pick up that disturbance, right? I wonder if you could, like, if it would pick up the disturbance of something phasing through it, could you not just use, like, the power on, like, the floor to, like, see kind of like what... I mean, I guess that would just show you... Well, no, because that'd actually be useful, because I was going to say, they wouldn't really show you, like, who did it or what did it or anything like that, but it would, show you... It could show you, like, the entry point, like, how the person appeared. Like, did they phase through a wall? Did they come through, like, this? Like, if they just, like, appeared on the floor from, like, the floor's recollection of things, that would, like, tell you something about how they entered, you know what I mean? Or, like, what direction they came from, like, that kind of stuff. You know, I feel like that could, like, help a lot, actually. It should, but I can't guarantee anything. Something as large as a wall is going to hamper my accuracy considerably. Never mind. I take back what I said. Don't listen to me. They know what they're doing. Can't hurt to try. I nod and move to the wall, pressing my palm against its center and reciting the ritual phrase. As expected, I don't feel any activity. This is why I don't normally try to read architecture. Its static nature means I won't find any movements that could help us unless we were looking for a suspicious mouse. And somehow I doubt a mouse made this mess. You don't know. Listen, though, if they're like the Dark Souls rats, you never know. Moving from wall to wall doesn't yield anything new unless this thing can hide its aura. But that option's off the table. No dice? I honestly don't have a clue what happened. Do you think it would be possible for a consumed to teleport? The idea sends a chill down my spine. Nina's teleportation was always the most powerful ability on our team. If a consumed could do the same thing... No, magical girls have levels of magic no consumed could reach, and even Nina can't use her teleportation without meeting specific conditions. If it's that hard for her, it would be impossible for a brainless monster. I hope you're right. Either way, it's worth asking her about. Assuming she doesn't get too worked about someone stealing her style to answer us. I'm sure she'll be okay as long as we remind her that nothing can compare to the original. I chuckle and smile at Keely. but it's a weak smile with nothing behind it. This case was already nothing but questions, and here we are with a whole new set of questions. And on top of all that, there's this awful aura. Not even the heavy bleach scent can smother it. The air feels like thick, choking oil. Being around it for much longer would make me sick. It's just wrong in a way I can't understand. If I'm being honest, I don't think I want to understand it. It scares me. Especially because I know that understanding will bring something much, much worse along with it. Something undeniable. Something we won't be able to look away from. Something I don't know if we'll have the strength to handle. That's optimistic. Also, I'm reading a webtoon while watching this. The one who parried death. It's so peak. Hang on, I'm going to look that up really quick on my phone because I don't want to click off of this. Hang on. The one... Hang on. Who... God, I'm being so bad at typing right now. I was literally just talking about how I'm not bad at typing on the phone. Parried death. Videos. Images. Oh, nice. Oh, what the freak? Hang on. Nope, not looking at anything more. The art's sick. Everything about that's pretty freaking sick. I kind of want to try that. I saw a couple images and I'm like, okay, nope, don't show me no more. Don't show me anything else from this, all right? Don't do that. Okay. But yeah, that's currently where I'm hedging all my bets right now. I'd recommend it and no windows. Yeah, again, I think Nina is somehow involved. And I think they're kind of like subtly trying to like hint at it while also trying to get you to kind of look away from it a little bit while being like, oh, well, maybe we should ask Nina about it. I mean, that's like her powers and everything, but no consumed could ever use her powers. And it's like, but what if you had a Nina and a consumed and then they were one? You know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm not sure why I'm not sure why I bought the ice cream. I can't even taste it. My brain is too busy dealing with all the other thoughts swirling around in there that it doesn't have time to process the taste of food or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's it. Being nice. See, this one's so easy to tell that the perspective changed. Being Nightshade was never going to be easy. I knew that when I accepted my duty. And as much as I wanted to make it my own as an avenging warrior of the night, my teachers really saved my skin. And one of them is Nina Alencar. Nina freaking Alencar. I should be having the time of my life right now. But something's felt off ever since I learned that Sherry was on the trail of a real-life murderer. Not a monster, but a person. That shouldn't freak me out as much as a literal monster, but it does. It feels a bit too real. Sure, the consumed used to be people, but they stopped being one as soon as they gave in to the transformation. I don't have to think of them as human just because they used to be one. But this... it makes me feel less like a dark and mysterious anti-hero and more like a kid. More like the awkward, anxious sophomore I am in the real world. More like the plain old Ruby Thompson. Not that I'd ever tell anyone that, of course. Ugh. I toss my tasteless ice cream into a nearby trash can and sit down on a bench, pulling out my phone and taking a look at the group chat. My heart immediately jumps when I see the online list. I Spy is online. Anyone looking to team up tonight? I'm afraid I won't be able to join you this evening. My apologies. Sparksis is online. I can. Maybe you can come next time, Nightshade. Yes, perhaps. With my new training, I'm certain I'll be of great help. Oh, great. So much for getting rid of my anxiety. Just typing messages to her makes me feel embarrassed. It's same, dog. I hate. any kind of communication that isn't face to face, not for me. Sparksis, or rather, Jude. I should be thankful for her giving me something else to think about, honestly. Acting all messy bisexually in public is only a small step up from worrying about a serial killer. Sorry, I know it was just really funny to me. I mean, it's not, of course. It's not. Not for Nightshade, anyway. Nothing is more important to Nightshade than rooting out evil, no matter what kind of evil that might be. I'm sure the other girls know that just from talking to me. What about my teachers, though? I'm sure they've seen how skilled I've become since we began our training, but do they really think I've got what it takes to be one of the best magical girls? And besides, do they even want to help me more than I was? Be more than I was? to be the kind of magical girl that other girls can look up to. They seem so professional, so in charge of things. They're dealing with real-life crimes, and what am I doing? They haven't even taken me out hunting yet. For all I know, they're at home working hard on stopping these murders and being grateful that they don't have to deal with me. I wouldn't be surprised. God, you need a... You just need to tell someone that you're good enough. You know, that's all you need. You're being paranoid, I tell myself. They want to help. They believe in you. Then why... Ruby? Is that you? Babe, don't... I turn towards the voices to see Kaylee waving at me from the store right next to me. Sherry is there too. Or at least I think she is. She's carrying something massive that's obscuring her face. Were they following me? It is you! I should have known we'd bump into each other on one of our days off sooner or later. Why do you say that? Magical girls tend to end up in the same place as other magical girls. I don't know how it works or why it happens, but it's just a thing. I think this is just confirmation bias of, like, now that you know her, you notice her more in public, but you're, like, you know, magical girling it up, essentially. I see. So why were you at a... I look at the name of the building they just came out of. The Happy Place? Isn't that a toy store? Kaylee giggles and points to her wife. Sherry's taken a few steps forward, and I can get a look at what exactly she's carrying. Oh, okay. The notification scared that I got a trophy, and the notification scared me. It's a giant teddy bear. Probably the biggest I've ever seen. I'm not sure what to say. Sherry and I just stare at each other, each frozen in place. Her eyes are as wide as dinner plates, and I'm sure mine are too. I love how awkward they are together. Hey, Ruby. Good to see you. You too, Teach. Is that a gift or something? Sherry starts to nod before noticing Keely shaking her head and smiling. Come on, Cher Bear, you're brave enough to tell her. Oh my gosh, is it for her? Did she like her big teddy bears? Sherry chuckles nervously and looks down at the ground, hugging the bear a little tighter. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a collector. Like a rare toy collector? Not exactly. You see, my wife really loves her teddy bears. We've got a room that's absolutely full of them upstairs. I put my hands to my mouth, trying to suppress a laugh. Sherry? Sherry, the toughest woman I've ever met, has a teddy bear collection? She's my big, tough Cher Bear for a reason, after all. I can see Sherry blushing now. She looks away. I can't believe my eyes. Oh, babe, you don't gotta say that. It's true, even though you're much more cuddly than any stuffed animal. Oh my god. Anyway, it's good to see you, Ruby. I hope you're enjoying your day off. I think we're just gonna go. Got some more shopping to do and stuff. Oh, we just stopped by that new boutique before we go home, honey. Sure thing, baby. Why don't we go do that right now? Okay. Keely gives me a brief wave while Sherry turns and starts to power walk away. I'm glad we could run into you, Ruby. Have a good rest of your day, okay? Yeah, you too. Keely grins at me again before taking off after her wife, giggling at the obviously embarrassed Sherry as they go. Sherry, one woman powerhouse, the lady who solves murders in her day job and protects Chicago all night. She collects teddy bears? As weird as it is, something about it feels comforting. I spent so much time thinking of them as my seniors that I hadn't stopped to think about how they're just people too. And they're enjoying themselves, no less. Even while trying to catch a killer. How do they do it? It's all about that work-life balance, dog. That's all you need. I say as you're dealing with serial killers. It's like the same thing as any normal 9 to 5. A part of me wants to run after them and ask them myself, but maybe this time I could do it on my own. Keely said I was a fast learner after all. If they can, I can. Maybe a bit of time away from Nightshade wouldn't hurt. I'm still not a big fan of feeling like regular old Ruby Thompson, but if it's only for an afternoon, I think I could do that. I'm not buying a teddy bear, but I'm not buying a teddy bear. Come on, be cool. Listen, I have a full couch of stuffed animals and squishmallows. Cause listen, it's cool, okay? Trust me, it's very cool. It's not just because of how cuddly they are, it's because it's really manly. I promise, it's so tough. Her purple eyes are awesome. No, like for real though. Hang on. We can just go back to it. I I really like how Ruby's eyes look. To be fair, I really like how like the eyes in general are drawn. Specifically like down here, like really like getting into like the shape of the eye with like the eye, like the bottom lashes. But, like her purple eyes are so pleasant, so freaking pretty to look at. I really like them too. Hello, Sherry. You are. Hang on. I can do this too. Hang on. Bwop. I can do this too. Hello, how's it going, Sherry? I guess we're just invading each other's personal spaces right now. Anyways, hang on, let me just. There we go. This is how we're reading from now on. Hang on. There. I pinned the last piece of paper to the corkboard, twisting a thread from the report to a previous location and wincing as a tack nicks my thumb. Yet another string in a web that's getting more complicated by the day. Okay. I'm not doing this. It's hurting my neck. It's hurting my neck to do this for too long. Anyways. But, oh my gosh, I'm small. Ooh, badge. Tabby bear, let's go. Dude, tabby bears are my favorites. They're just cats, but also bears. My favorite thing. No, but for real though, I really do like my collection. I'm trying to figure out what to do with them better because I'm sure that my grandma would appreciate them. Like, granted, that to be fair, the downstairs area is really just fine. I don't know, whatever. But like, I would like to have them just off of the couch and more into my room. But I'm still kind of, I have like so little time that like I just haven't like really gone more about like finishing up my room. I still have like some blinds that I need to hang up and everything in there too. So I need to figure out what I'm doing with that. I have a bunch of posters and like pictures that I want to hang up. And then I've been thinking, one of my friends when we were a lot younger used to have like this basket. And I'm like, that could be something really like that was like filled with their stuffed animals. I'm like, that could be really cool too. I just don't know where I'd put it. So I want to try and figure that out. Because like all the places I can think of involve taking down my year-round Christmas tree. And I don't want to take down my year-round Christmas tree. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. So I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to figure it out. You know, part of me also wants to get like one of those like swing like chairs that like hang from the ceiling. Part of me also really wants to get that, but that's another example of like I just don't know where I'd put that. Essentially, I got an X of my purple contacts, and she looks so. Wait, I got an X of my purple contacts, and she looks so cool in them. Hang on, I'm gonna look up a picture really quick. To me like whenever I hear people talk about like the really colored contacts, I usually just think of like Twilight and how like not great it looked there. Do. But no, like maybe it's just because like I'm such a big like obviously it's like some of these are like a little iffy, but that's just kind of like of the quality of the contact itself. But some of these look really, really good. Some of those like look really, really sick. I think it's just also because like for me, I mean one of my favorite colors, my second favorite color of all time is purple. I mean, again, it's very baked into the aesthetic that you can't tell. A lot of this is like very like varying tones of purple, you know, which is also one of the reasons I like the aesthetic of this visual novel so much. But that's so cool. That's so cool. Mm-mm-mm-mm. See, that'd be something cool I would want to try, but like I can't do contacts. The idea of like touching my eyes, it's one of those like kind of sort of irrational fears where it's just like it's so wrong in my brain that it's like nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But I've thought about like trying like different colored contacts, or like not wearing glasses or just doing contacts instead. But I'm like, it's not worth it. I could never handle that. His face is so big, silly, dark. Abel is dark, goofy. Says no, he is not goofy. Listen, again, Abel. We're not listening to 8 Ball today. We're not listening to 8 Ball today at all. They're being moody. They're having a little bit of a tude. They'll be back and like loving life again tomorrow. Then they'll admit that I'm a goofy guy. Sorry. Oh, it felt weird to be like, listen, I'm a self-subscribed goofy guy. I was like, that felt weird. But yeah, anyways, it's still a lie though. It's still a lie from From A-Ball's perspective, disgusting. Ugh. I pinned the last of the paper. Oh, wait, we already read that part of the day. 8-Ball is angsty today. No, for real. No, for real. I stepped back to take in the full picture. Photos of the victims I could get to in photos of the victims I could get to in time, and sketches of those I couldn't. Names, police reports. Nat had snuck to me. Property deeds, employment histories, screenshots of any publicly available and identifiable social media feeds, public records, and the occasional court case, not classified criminal histories. Oh. Spine has been checked. I have had my back cracked. Always incomplete, but scrapped together as best as I can. Pieces of red string connect them, zigzagging over each other. This wall looks like a conspiracy theories paradise. Also, thank you. I did need the posture check. That's like just like I did in fact need that. Maybe I should just bring one in just to see if they can make heads or tails of any of this. Anything falling into place, dear? Keely hands me a cup of coffee, sipping her own as she examines the board. As good as I am at collecting evidence, she's always been much better at drawing real conclusions. We make one hell of a team. There's something there. I can feel it, but I need police records to figure it out. Have you tried asking Nat? No dice. The cops are guarding them like it's their actual job. As usual, they want the glory for themselves so they can convince people they're actually worth having around. She moves closer to me, placing a hand on my shoulder and giving me a quick kiss on the cheek. I can get my hands on those records if you really need them. I know you don't like the idea of me breaking into the police station, but I just don't want to put you in danger. Keely chuckles and grabs one of my bears off a nearby shelf. She holds it up to me and taps its forehead against mine. It'll all be fine, Share Bear, I promise. Besides, last I checked, we were about to go fight some big demon monsters. I think that's just a bit more dangerous. You've got a point there. Keely gives me a little smirk and puts the bear down. She's about to bring the drink tray back downstairs when something on the board catches her eye. What's the name of that victim there? Not sure. I didn't start investigating the case until the third victim's family asked my firm to look into things. And that guy was one of the first two. I couldn't get anything on him beyond the photo and basic info from the paper. Why do you ask? Have you seen him before? I'm not sure, but something about him looks weirdly familiar. I can't tell exactly what it is, but I don't think I'm imagining it. I look more closely at the photo, squinting to try and make out whatever detail she noticed. But try as I might, I can't see anything out of the ordinary. Because isn't that the second time that she's kind of like sort of identified something like that before? Like there was something in the first stream where she recognized like, this feels familiar for some reason. That's like, again, maybe they're victims from people that they know in the past and Nina's getting them chopped up. But you know, I don't know. Again, I'm currently like just barreling down the trail of it being her. There's definitely something else, but if I can just fill in the blank I'm drawing right now with one more piece, maybe I could. The sound of the doorbell makes us both jump. I've been so busy trying to fit this together that I completely forgot we were meeting Ruby soon. I chugged the last of my tea and let out a small sigh. Keely's suspicions are gonna have to wait. Keely trots out the stairs to welcome Ruby, and I follow closely behind. She greets us with a wave and an expression that I think is supposed to look determined. Greetings, my teachers. Are you ready for the hunt to begin? Ready as we'll ever be. Head up to meeting spot C, and we'll join you in a minute. Of course, ma'am. I look forward to it. She's off before we can say anything else. Her stoic persona unable to mask her excitement. I just hope she's able to keep that in check enough to stay safe tonight. Keely looks just as excited as Ruby does, if not more. It's enough to actually make me feel confident about whatever fight we're going to get ourselves into. And if she's happy, then so am I. Oh, let's try and think of a fun battle formation for the three of us on the way. Sounds good, baby. Just make sure you give it a cool name. You better believe I will. Operation Young Hearts is a go. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, that was so freaking hype. What the freak? Oh my gosh, I was literally about to be like, and we're gonna end the stream before they go out on the hunt. Doobity-doo. But after that, I'm too hyped. I'm too hyped. But I am gonna have to step away for just a second. Give me just a moment, and I'll be right back. Hang on, let me go. Blah, 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 blah. I'm leaving. Bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Lovely. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, guys, I found Shy Guy's little propeller. It was in my seat the whole time. Oh my gosh, I'm so... Listen, hey, here we are. Hang on, I need to move chat so I can actually properly adjust myself. There we go. Hello. Hi, I'm here. I'm back. anyways. Yeah, let's hang on. I need to adjust things now that I'm back. First, I need to give my guy his propeller back. And then I need to put my gun. He's gone like magic. Huzzah! Gave him a heart attack and a cracked back. Oh. anyways. Here, I need to pull up the YouTube side again. Let's just get this going again. All right. Sorry, I had a tiny little burp again. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I meant hiccup, not burp. Oh my gosh, that makes it sound like way grosser. It was a hiccup. I did not just burp into the mic. That would be disgusting. I meant a hiccup. Okay. It, like, genuinely, like, that pause right there was like me being like, what did I just say? Did I say that wrong? And yes, I did. We climb up to the rooftop to find Ruby practicing some of the moves Keely taught her. Honestly, she's nailing every single one of them. My wife is one hell of a teacher. Great form, Ruby. Just make sure you keep your feints up during real combat, okay? Of course, Keely. Do you feel the auras of any consumed on the way here? Did you? A minor one about half a mile from here. Trifling enough that it won't be a match for Nightshade, of course. She does say of course a lot. As long as Nightshade remembers her teamwork, I'm sure it'll be a trembling as soon as we show up. Ruby's glower breaks into a smile for a moment before she forces a serious expression again. Still having a tough time committing to the bit, I see. I hope we get another transformation scene. I hope we get one for all three of them. Okay. Number one hope is that Ruby gets one. Second hope is that we get them again. Because, like, that's just the part of, like, the magical girl shtick is seeing the transformations a couple times, you know? Just a couple times. It kind of like, Digimon, like those animes. People are like, they're probably Magical Girl inspired by the fact that they reuse the transformation sequences over and over. It's definitely not just a way to save time and budget. It's because they're inspired by Magical Girls, you know. Like, but I also live for it. I also live for like the 5-minute long scenes of people transforming over and over again. All right, it's cool. It's a hype moment. Well then, let's get transformed here, and then we'll follow you to the consumed. Yes, once more, Nightshade will take form in the shadows of the night. Yeah, that. Ready, you two? Of course. I close my eyes and feel the warmth flow through me once again. Oh, let's go. Oh, we're getting it. This is exactly what I wanted. For the sake of the world, we will be its guardians. Let our spirits shine through. Oh, it's hype. It's hype. I still think that Ruby's like Nightshade, like, you know, her actual magical girl is like, it's such a good, fun design. I love it. Prepare to face justice. You will not escape our judgment. Become one with the shadows. We drop down, perfectly synchronized. She's definitely got the hang of this. We are magical girls. The glow around us fades, leaving Keely beaming. Ruby looks a bit less enthused, staring at the ground. You okay, Ruby? I guess so. It's a little silly that we have to say all that when there isn't even anyone around to hear us, isn't it? Okay, well, now that you say it like that, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. Whatever, Ruby. Let's just go. Ooh. Ooh. Ruby's showing immediate improvement as we head towards a fairly minor consumed aura. She traverses rooftops much faster than she did when we started our training, and her footing is really precise. I had my doubts about this whole setup, but she's proven me wrong every step of the way. That's good. Watch the corners when you push off them. You don't want to risk your ankle sliding the wrong way. Right, got it. But no matter how much time you spend training, it can't compare to the real thing. Whether or not she's able to handle a life or death situation goes far beyond anything we can impart to her. No, I believe in our girl. I believe in Ruby right now. I believe in Ruby Nightshade, baby. All right, let's go. She's got this. Whatever the case, I think she's ready to fight for real. Keely and I will be there to guide her, but this is her chance to take the lead. Ruby comes to a halt and starts to scan the area. I send out my auras as well, but I don't feel anything. I don't understand. It was here a few minutes ago. You said consume move slowly, right? Not fast enough to already be out of range. Even I can't sense anything. You sure this was the place? Yes, I'm certain of it. It must have... Ladies! Oh, did Nina kill it before we got to it? I whirl around to see Nina pop into view behind us, already transformed and offering a cheery wave. Oh my god, you girls look amazing, Sherry! You look super handsome as always, and Kiki, my girl, you are just too cute. Love you for that. Love that for you. Hey, I can't get a word edgewise as she bends down to look at Ruby, clasping her hands together in delight. Sis, you look so good. Love the hood crown thing. Mega intimidating. And that color scheme, purple and black, works so well together. Like, ugh, I love it. I also just love reading her lines. Ruby's eyes also, she is like, the look up is crazy right now. Ruby's eyes widen and she stumbles back a bit, clearly a bit starstruck. You really think so? You really like it? I adore it, hon. Oh my gosh, thank you. Because, thank you. You are most kind. Okay, more than a bit starstruck. I just hope she can focus on the task at hand. Anyway, I'm guessing you're all looking for the consume that was hanging out around here. We were. Did you see it? I mean, you could say that. I sigh, rubbing my temples. You already killed it, didn't you? You bet I did. No sweat. I told you I haven't lost my groove. Actually, we were... Oh no, were you going to use it for training? My bee. Her scythe fades from her hands and she also uses a scythe. Let's go. She's the best. Fades from her hand as she pouts. I can't help putting on a show. She can't help putting on a show. But I think I can make it up to you. Believe it or not, I sensed another one before I popped over here. Wanna see? I look at Keely and shrug. Might as well. How far out is it? Oh, it's like super close. Don't even worry about it. Does that work for you, Ruby? Yes. I mean, yes, that is acceptable. Lead the way, then. Nina starts to run, moving much faster than our original pace. It's a little hard to keep up, if I'm being honest. By the way, Nina, how did you know we were out here before you teleported to us? Come on now, Kiki. A girl's gotta have some secrets. She winks back at Keely before continuing ahead. I have to admit, I was wondering the same thing, but I've got a feeling it'll have to wait until we're done putting this monster down. When the consumed aura comes into range, it comes in strong. Way, way stronger than the ones we faced outside the crime scene. Is this really something we can train with? Okay, cool. Like it hasn't moved. Probably waiting for its next meal. Or devouring its first one. Well, yeah, that too. But, like, that's kind of dark. We are warriors of the night, are we not? The darkness is our home. Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Super dark and stuff. Keely closes her eyes, feeling for the aura's center. There. It's somewhere on the office building 2 blocks over. Either the roof or the side of the building, I think. How would it be on the side? Sun consumed are, like, totally gross and can stick to walls and stuff. Like a big old jelly blob. Gross. But such is fitting for a creature of darkness. Are we... Did you not say that we were of darkness? Nina cocks her head to one side, rubbing her chin. Hang on a sec. Didn't you say we were creatures of darkness? Okay, me and Nina are on the same page. Again, that we're just homies like that, you know? Well, yes, but, Oy vey. How about we work out the darkness and such later? We don't want it to get away. I think that's an excellent idea. You're the boss. I really want to know about that darkness stuff, though. Later. Fine, fine. We rush to the scene to find the consumed waiting for us on the roof. Despite its aura, it's surprisingly small. That's a problem. Don't let your guard down. It's hiding its true form. The form we can see matches Nina's gross description pretty faithfully. Most traces of the host's human form are gone, with the remainder resembling some sort of organ-filled sludge. It drags itself along on 3 limbs jutting out from its front, with no visible eyes or mouth. Is it growing as we speak? Or is it taking on the appearance intentionally to throw us off? It's rare to find one with that kind of intelligence, but not impossible. When in doubt, assume the worst case scenario. We'll start from there. Looks like it's time to test your power, Ruby. I'm ready. Just let me know what I need to do, and I will strike from the shadows without warning. Alright, here's the plan. Ooh, I don't know. Is it really... Well, we also know it's hiding its true form. I don't want to send her... I don't want Ruby to get hurt. I don't want to send her in when we don't know what this thing's really like. Yeah, I'm going to strike first and... Well, no, stay back until we tell you to fight. Cloak yourself and move away from it. Don't attack it before we have a chance to keep it occupied. Wait, what? My words clearly shock Ruby, who looks at me with narrowed eyes. That has me a second. I'm guessing that's not what she wanted to hear. Stay back. After all that training, you won't even let me start... Stay back? After all that training, you won't even let me start a fight myself? I'm with her, Cher. She's totally got this. Nina, please. Sherry's just trying to look out for her. She squeezes my hand to let me know she's on my side. I feel like those... well, it's fine. It's fine. Please trust us on this one, okay? We won't hold you back forever. This is just an extra dangerous situation. Exactly. It's a really strong one. We don't know what it's really about. Just let us feel out the situation. Fine. Whatever. Ruby takes a deep breath and closes her eyes, keeping her body still as she focuses her energy. Hopefully the situation doesn't stop her from concentrating on her power. Every magical girl power has its limitations. I can't read the past of living things. Keely can't shift into anything that changes her body mass, and Nina has to touch someone to be able to teleport to them. Wait. Has to be able to touch someone to teleport to them. Okay. Okay. Darkbender will remember that for later. However, Ruby's limitations is a bit more unique. Her power requires her to focus her mind and energy inwards to build a charge, which is extremely dangerous to do mid-battle if you don't have anyone to back you up. What makes it so interesting is that the length of time she needs to focus for is completely variable. Every second she spends focusing gives her 6 seconds of power use, up to 60 seconds with 10 seconds spent focusing. She can cut it off at any point for a shorter window of power usage, but if she's interrupted by an external force, she'll lose the entire charge. That's why we have to take care of the hard part for her. After 10 seconds, Ruby opens her eyes and immediately vanishes. Invisibility is quite the asset. Once more, I am one with the night. We are one and the same. That's very nice, honey. Keely is just being the most supportive mom right now, and I love that so much. As the 4 of us watch, the creature's limbs retreat inside itself. As soon as it finishes absorbing them to increase its size, it begins to take a shape of a pillar. The base pool of slime remains the same. This art's so cool. I love like the lighting effects going on. The base pool of slime remains the same, but a torso-like structure has started to expand out from the central pillar, It sloshes around like a liquid, with the sound of snapping, grinding bones emanating from it as the formerly human skeleton gives way. As the human skeleton gives way, makes me grit my teeth. Blech. I see Nina wince as two long, lanky arms slide out of the torso's side as a slap against the ground. In the past, seeing this kind of shit didn't bother her at all. I guess time spent apart from it can affect even her. At the end of each arm is some sort of pseudo-hand split into 3 jagged claws, each one nearly the length of its original limbs. Should I attack now? It seems vulnerable. Don't. Consumed are most volatile when in the middle of a transformation. It's entirely possible for them to suddenly adapt to counter you. As soon as it's done, though. Then it's ass-kicking time. Ruby nods, not taking her eyes off the consumed. It isn't done yet. The body seems to have mostly solidified, still ending in a puddle on the ground. However, the gurgling mass at the top has begun to take another shape. This time, it's not another limb. Instead, a head of some kind emerges. It's some dark void color as the rest of the creature. It's the same dark void color as the rest of the creature, except for its eyes. 2 white, unblinking eyes stare at us as it cocks its head to one side. Can it see us? Or are they just for show? It doesn't give me much time to consider the possibilities. Having finished its transformation, it slowly raises one lanky arm, a single claw outstretched, and points at Nina. Is it going to speak? Whoa! No, it's just going to attack. Okay. Its arm shoots forward, extending across the gap as if it were mimicking my wife's ability. Nina just barely manages to dodge out of the way, seemingly unfazed by how close she came to death. This does not feel like the appropriate music for the scene. NGL. Whew, felt the win on that one. I raise my gun to take a shot at it while it's distracted, but the sight of its near miss on Nina conjures up visions of that night. My hand shakes for a moment before I steady my aim, but by the time I manage it, the consumed has already turned its gaze on me. Fuck. Ha! Nina's scythe is a glowing blur as a slight. That was the worst, like, battle. I thought that was, like, not her attacking. I thought that was a different sound. Not gonna lie again. Nina's scythe is a glowing blur as it slices through the distracted consume's outstretched arm. Had she kept so close to it after dodging for that specific reason, it's a smart move, even if it scared the hell out of me. What does that mean? Wait, does that mean she used me as bait? Hang on a second. Ruby, now! Ruby appears out of the thin air behind the consumed and throws out several daggers in a vertical fan formation. Each one digs into the monster's spine, or at least what passes for one, and causes it to buckle over with a pain gurgling sound. Good hit, now let's finish it off. I start a charging shot, but Nina suddenly appears at my side and pushes my arms down, so I can't aim. What is she doing? Come on, Cher, let her do it. Looks like Keely had the same idea. While she doesn't completely disentangle her whip, she does loosen enough to make it clear that it's Ruby's turn. Still better to have it ready to move back into action just in case. Give it another one, Nightshade. Right. Go for the head. Go for the head. Fuck it up. Nina, language. I told you, you're a mom. I don't know how she does it. All it takes is one decisive strike and a few encouraging words to turn the tide. We might be teachers now, but Nina will always be our leader. Darkness Barrage! That's new. Did she take the barrage name from my attack? Well, I guess that's a compliment. Wherever it came from, it works. She tosses out a concentrated pack of 5 knives clustered together that pierce right through the damn thing. Ha! The consumed lets out a loud shriek and burst apart in a blast of cleansing light. Another one down. And none of us came away with so much as a scratch. I'm not sure if I feel more proud or relieved. I did it! Hell yeah, you did! Great work, Nightshade. You kicked its ass, bestie! Ruby does her best to get back into stoic mode, but she can't help beaming with pride at a job well done. Or a job while done. Sorry about that. My bad. She's a good kid. Dang, you can tell that this one didn't have me proofread it beforehand. Keely and I lock eyes, and I see that her smile is just as wide. Hell, mine is too. That's when I realize what's jumping to the forefront of my mind isn't pride or relief. It's hope. I wish I could say I was surprised that breaking into the police station was easier than breaking into some of the wealthier houses I've hit over the years. but all it took was sliding under a few doors to get to the records room. I tap my earpiece, making sure it's still working. Sherry isn't so far off, isn't far, so I doubt we'll have any trouble. And there is actually where we're gonna end for the night. That's where we're gonna cut it off there. Just, we've been going for a couple hours, getting pretty late my time, and I gotta go to bed. But no, that was, again, literally outside of just like the one instance of an issue. I'm really enjoying this game so far. Again, as someone who's not like too much of a fan of magical girls, like again, it's never really been something I've gotten like too into. Like, this is kind of making me be like, listen, maybe I should check some out. You know what I mean? Maybe I should check some of this out. The background is pretty. No, the background, like here, especially with like all the effects going on and everything, like all the layers and stuff going on. Also, they call these knives, these are arrows, but that might just be a me thing. I don't know about. I don't know, dog. That might just be a me thing that I'm noticing, but that's fine. But yeah, no, I am really, really enjoying this so far. Also, I'm just gonna kind of pull down a couple of things. I'm like really like, even like, again, I feel so certain about like what the answer to the mystery is. And I feel like it's like sort of obvious because there's only so many characters. But at the same time, I'm also like very open to being completely and totally wrong about what the answer to the mystery is. Like, if it's like revealed that it's like again, like something the consumed are doing, like maybe like the consumed themselves are just evolving and getting better and yada yada, stuff like that. Like, that I think could also be like a very valid answer to like all this stuff. But I think, again, like, it kind of goes back to what I was like saying about like the fact that like I don't really mind like the whole characters not like being like delineated when like switching to like their perspectives is still an issue that I have. But again, like the characters have like such strong enough like voices and everything that they can like like after a few moments it takes to like get back into like who's actually reading for who, you know what I mean? Which just goes down to like, again, just really good character work. And again, like that's kind of like the most important thing for me personally, and like a lot of like these like visual novels I've noticed, like I need to care about the characters, I need to like the characters, and I really enjoy like the dynamics that they're building specifically. I'm really enjoying like the dynamics being built between all of the characters. Just again, like the very like mom kind of energy that Killy has going on, the more like the kind of like the stoic, stricter teacher that Sherry has going on, all while like Nina's coming in to kind of be like, like the cool aunt kind of character, you know what I mean? Like all of their relationship with like Ruby is all very different, but I'm like, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Again, it's just like showing off like strong character writing. And again, the mystery is like becoming more interesting as we're like being further like explained like about the rules of like the magical girls, how all their abilities work, how things with the consumed work. Like we're like slowly just like kind of putting out more and more details, like make like the mystery more satisfying to solve. Because I feel like that's kind of like with mysteries, you kind of have to like walk a really like fine line between like not giving away everything while giving away enough that it's like conceivable that people would find the answers essentially, and making like the actual like solving of the mystery like satisfying to do. Because if it's too easy or too hard, then it's like it's not good. Like if you've ever like been like watching a mystery show where like it's like, oh, the bad guy was this person, it's like, okay, like how? Like by the rules of this universe, how does that make sense? Well, that's a lot of what this stuff is doing, is I feel like it's like building out a lot of the rules of the universe and how all this kind of stuff works. So then like they can actually like have that like good reveal, that good kind of twist, and have it like pay off in a very satisfying way. At least again, that's how it's kind of feeling up to me. Also, we have so many backgrounds in this. I just realized we have so many backgrounds going on in this visual novel like already. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, anyways, with that all being said, we're gonna go ahead and raid into invalid username. What do you mean invalid username? Hey God, let's really quickly talk about oh, I did it wrong. Let's really quickly talk over the schedule for the upcoming week. Because oh no, it's gonna be next week. Next week is going to be the one with the change in schedule. That one's gonna have the, well, actually no, there are things that, oh, never, like, listen, I'm talking all over myself. So tomorrow we're going to be actually no, we're not going to be continuing anything. We're going to be starting this is such a disaster of an ending. We're going to be starting Coconut Simulator, the exciting, expansive world of Coconut Simulator. It's going to be amazing. And then on Sunday, we're going to be continuing Expedition 33, but it's going to be at a different time. It's going to be starting around 1 p.m. my time instead of the usual 3 p.m. my time, so it's just going to be starting a few hours earlier, just because I want to be able to play that game one time without having to end early, and on Sunday is the Super Bowl, and I'm watching with my parents because they love football. So I don't want to be leaving too early because I actually want to sit down and play that game for more than like an hour and a half to 2 hours and actually make progress at it. You know what I mean? So that's the plan. So yeah, next week we're gonna have a little bit slight change in the schedule, but we'll talk about that when it's actually relevant. But with that all being said, I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your night. And I mean, I meant to say amazing, but that's fine. And I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Remember to treat Kilo with a lot of respect. The same kind of, well, more respect than you treat me with. Treat them with more respect than you treat me with, essentially. That's kind of how we go. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.